You can keep talking, we have 15 minutes. I turned the music down.
Terrible.
I love that Soren warns us. He's not telling us, he's warning us.
I love and hate you all.
Guys, please stop.
You're live.
Hello, welcome. The guy that giggles from the pre-show, I can see it. Welcome, dear friends, to Ardent Roleplay and the Veil of Dusk. I am Jacob, your host, and these are our lovely cast members. Romy.
Hello. It's nice to see everyone again. Do I have to reintroduce myself?
You could do it if you want.
I love you, Romy.
I play Baird. He is a drow bard.
Yes, thank you, Sydney. That is an excellent start. You're welcome. Okay. And Macaulay, obviously, as well, playing the fabulous Mog.
Hi, my name's Macaulay, and I'm Mog. I am Paladin Half-Orc.
You know,
Good as good boy.
good as good boy that you've ever done scene. In a terrible situation, obviously, with your terrible god. Steph, moving on.
Got one eye.
Hi again, Steph. I play Lillian, a tiefling ranger.
You know, and I want to say Trent. Yeah, that's his name, Trent.
Trent?
Quick second, I was like Booker. I was like, no, his name's Brooks. Yes, Trent Brooks.
We got there. I'm so proud of you, Jacob. My name is Trent. Everyone knows that. Thank you, Jacob. I play a human fighter. I can't forget that. I play Damon, a human fighter. I'm going to be a cool guard style guy. I'm helping out everyone. I'm just on the front lines. That's me.
A wholesome friend.
It might say samurai on the stat sheet, but he's not a samurai. He doesn't do the Naruto run.
Actually, I do.
Oh, okay. Some samurai then. It's fine.
You know Naruto and ninjas, Jacob.
Okay.
I'm Sekiro.
Okay, fine. You're a ninja. Good job. And then Nick as well.
Hello, I shall be role-playing as Hubert, a man looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, definitely.
All the instruments in all the wrong ways. I'm a one-man band, a human bard of legend. My own.
Correct. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, so where last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had just stumbled into the realm of Nemeria, a place where there's a terrible disease, obviously wreaking havoc on its populace, and they are, have the, some would say, insane quest to go and try to save the people of Nemeria from their plight. Obviously, they met Gaston, a coach driver in the actual region that was being chased by some of the Knights of St. Alban, who, made him flee on horseback, which they're a bit unsure as to what became of him, but apparently he's fine and is in the town of Arbor, where they are currently headed towards. So, you basically bed down for the night and awaken the following morning. Activate.
Baird wakes up. I don't know if he wakes up first, but he looks distinctly pale and unwell. When he wakes up, if he's the first up, he'll start the fire, but it doesn't look.
You're definitely the first up. You're like doing a 1,000-eyed stand of fire, like
just staring at the slowly growing embers, like.
What kind of unwell are we looking at?
You just like that, like vaguely queasy, kind of just like, oh, I had a bad night's sleep, kind of unwell.
Hey, all right. Mog will allow it.
Yeah, a little bit of that leg jiggling, like that awkward, like uncomfortable knee jiggle.
Oh, see, thank God the paladin's going to allow it. Jeez.
The paladin's like, he's fine.
It shall be permitted under the eyes of St. Alban.
Okay, but like you want to eat someone, No,
it doesn't look like he would. No, it honestly looks like he's going to throw up more than anything else.
I think Damon feels fine. He's going to get up around the time Baird starts making a ton of noise.
Yeah, Baird's not quiet making the fire, like the dumping of the fucking wood into there, just like, fuck.
But yeah, I'm going to wake up to that and help with the putting together of the fire. Because Damon wants to be helpful wherever he can be.
Mm-hmm. What are you playing?
Are you playing to cook logs?
What are you playing to cook? You going to cook something fun?
Yeah, I'll cook something fun.
Some griddles? Some biscuit? I'm
not exactly great at cooking, but I could push something together. I
swear to God, if you set our rations on fire,
I was going to say,
on fire.
Yeah, just burnt rations.
I'm just going to start throwing rations into the fire.
How many rations are you going to throw in there, by the way? Just throwing
them into the fire.
No. I'm just going to help with I'm not a cook. I'm a bigger guy, so I'm going to help with the moving of the logs and such.
Okay.
That's
good. That's probably for the best, really.
That's for the best.
Look, Baird looks like a like they were raised in finery. So
Yeah.
this is not a person who has done much work in their life.
I like to imagine you like pick up a small like log,
little
and then,
bundle
and then
of
you're like
twigs.
a little bundle of twigs, and you're like picking off the leaves one at
Yeah,
a time. So
very
they're not, like very delicately. And I walk over with the big like half a tree and bonk,
Helping.
helping.
Yes,
Very
very
rich
helpful. Thank you.
I feel like in this entire interaction, Lillian has like come out of her tent, looked
Watching
at
the
you
idiots.
two, and just turned around and gone straight back in.
The ranger's like, you know what? They can burn it down. It's
It's
fine.
fine. They'll be fine. They're
I
gonna
like-
learn sometime.
Damon like sees that and he's quietly like, "Bye, Lillian." Bye, Lillian.
Whips back in.
Well, I guess if nobody's going to cook food, Mog can always cook food, but you're all not going to like how Mog cooks.
I'm gonna pretend I
don't-
do though, Mog.
No, I trust none of you to cook, and I'm going to cook.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Many chefs will make many fires and then also make many foods. So
If you spit some
for
super
it.
hot fire, you can cook the food with it.
How to cook it.
No, it's fine. We're gonna try and remember how to do this. Haven't done it for a while.
Go for it. Roll me those d20s.
Yes!
See what happens.
Fuck. Okay, what am I rolling?
You are definitely rolling a
Survival
tool
check,
like
right?
no tools. It's cooking tools. Cause
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know you had cooking tools. That's
I believe
right.
it's,
I don't have cooking tools. This
it's a-
guy's getting a forgery kit.
I believe it's a wisdom or possibly intelligence. I'll let you use either one for
Okay,
this
let
one.
me see which
Whether
one.
you're like smart at cooking, like I make thing like this, or you just kind of like this will probably taste good. No, yeah.
Alright,
I like
okay.
these aromas. This probably tastes fine.
Fuck. Okay. This is gonna get ugly. I just need to remember how to do it. Let's roll.
Yeah, intelligence definitely makes sustagen. It doesn't have to taste good. It is, however, very good for you.
Love sausagen.
Sustagen.
So we're really just rolling for nutrition or taste.
Yeah, exactly. It might help you
That's not
against disease. That's actually quite good. All right, so
bad.
So, awesome.
yep, so I imagine
You did
that
great.
bed has like some herbs and spices and like a
Yeah.
little bit of like and like something like kind of like a maybe potato and onion. He's got like
Yeah. Some
like,
kind
chop-
of
chop that up.
salted meat of some sort.
Like yeah, salted meat. You know, non-perishable items
He's
like that.
basically making bubble and squeak.
Bubbles
Let's
bake.
be honest.
Probably, yep.
Cracks an egg. Like, so, is there any birds' nests around, or like, can we hear birds?
Do me a perception test. If you get a good perception test, you can find some birds and
Yeah, because I want eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If you do a song as well, like you can give yourself some bargain inspiration, like oh,
Fine, I'm
like,
gonna fucking.
like, Snow White the
Shrek
birds.
one.
I'm
Shrek
gonna.
one. Fiona, you gotta make it pop.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna play like some kind of beautiful riff. This is out of tune as shit. I'm not gonna actually play it. It sounds like it sounds horrendous.
Not do it. Make them suffer that stream. They deserve it. Oh, okay. No, not for me.
Yeah, so play something.
Receive the D6 of inspiration.
It's mostly just like wordless humming. Okay. Yeah. Things like Fiona from Shrek.
Yeah. The heroes are alive with the sound of music and bird food.
So I get an extra D6 as well.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ah, bards. Good at everything. Who knew?
Jack of all trades,
I have rolled a
master of
7.
none.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna wonder what Hubert was rolling here.
you see, Hubert has cook's utensils, but I think that Hubert likes to cook coffee. So it's a very elaborate little coffee set that involves a lot of plunging, boiling, and goes through a series of tubes to drip out a single drop of coffee.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like somehow
Yes.
built into like
Sounds-
your huge like drum. It's like
like the Rube Goldberg machine of making coffee.
Yeah,
but it's like
exactly.
It sounds like a bunch of the coffee shops in like small alleyways in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrendously loud. As per usual,
It's very
Hubert's making
hipster.
way too much noise.
like the frothing of the milk, and it wakes Lillian up. Like
I definitely feel like this is like a thing that you've built basically. Like it's a bunch of like pots and pans. You're like, you go like set
that's
it
what
up
I'm doing.
like a lot. And you're like, you could eventually buy something of that level of price. But it's definitely something that you need to go find a glassmaker to build for you.
It's just Lillian's
I
head
guess
slowly
it could
poking out of the
wait at
tent.
any
Like,
moment.
Lillian has just like exited the tent and walked off with like bed hair galore
Nope.
into the bushes.
We're done here.
Like, I'm finding a rock to sleep on.
Hi, Louise.
For
It's
5 minutes.
My roll ended up being 18 in total.
So you actually you sing
I
to
find
some
some
birds,
eggs.
and some birds like chirp down. You're like,
Yes.
and they like nestle down on your shoulder and like give you like a kiss on the cheek. You know, little bird kisses, and they go, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they give you one of those,
He looks annoyed at this. He's just like, I didn't want the
and then
bird.
you see the eggs up ahead, and you're like, oh.
Lillian comes back, Bear's like climbing a fucking tree, like, give me the eggs!
I'm gonna like. Can I hoist Bed up? Is that real? Like, I'll,
Give me
like,
a boost!
I'll give him a boost on my shoulders.
Yep, you get like a clutch of little eggs. You get like about 3 of them.
Excellent, we're just gonna crack them into the pan.
This bird looks a bit confused, and then it's like in bird eyes, like looks at you doing. It's like,
No, just
and then it flies away, and it's like,
bye!
I feel like while I don't want us not to have eggs, right? And we're not going to do this because I want us to have eggs. But I feel like there's a point where Damon and Bed would get down from the tree and we'd immediately like high five with the eggs in Bed's hand.
No.
oh.
I like it that Damon goes up for the high five and Bear just looks at him like,
And then
no.
okay, holding the eggs. Excuse me? No.
Does it look like I can high five you right now?
all right, you get some eggs. You make some like eggs, meat, and like a little broth stuff, and it's quite good. It's a very nutritional time. Receive some inspiration for the day. You receive that inspiration back. You like get some like cool inspiration that you
You're
can use at
welcome.
any time after the whole night. So you got that. All right. So you basically like eat some, like make some food. You make your weird cold drip coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I think with reasonable success. Was that the 7 you rolled, or?
Oh yes, I think that perhaps it hasn't even made anything. It just sputters to a halt.
Yeah, you like set it up and it's leaking. You're like, I need some you need some more wax to buckets or something like that. My inspiration juice. No, there's something that you get out of it. It's coffee.
Bear just leans over to Damon like, this happens a lot.
I lean over to Bed. I'm like, I want some of this coffee, man. It looks good.
Yes, please have it. Have this delicious, fine,
That-
beautiful
yeah.
cold drip.
Thank you, sir.
You have a drink and it tastes like spiders.
It's pretty awful.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna look at Hubert. It's lovely.
nothing but pain. Oh, when your coffee tastes like spiders,
They're like bite. It's like they're biting. It's really hot coffee.
All right, so
0 out of 10.
Oh, beautiful. Lillian's just
10.
been sitting in a tree this whole time, just like watching all of this.
just literally vibing.
Just like, yes, if I'm in the tree, they can't bother me.
That's what you think.
All right,
You're
So you
slightly
get-
concerned when you guys climb the tree yourselves.
Hi,
Like,
Lillian.
oh, good thing I'm 3 trees over.
Yep. So I'm going to give it to 3. With that like inspiration, you can give it to 3 people, Roman.
Oh.
Or Bed.
Well, I'm going to give it to...
Not for everyone. Only for some.
No, you're going to make me
Well,
choose.
it's delicious food.
Well, I mean, everyone but Lillian. She's in the freaking tree.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the tree. I just don't want to be near it.
Yeah, you're gonna catch a bird, like just eat it in one go.
I'm going to give it to Damon.
Scare the elf.
Damon
Big
helps.
tiefling action.
Thank you,
Big
man.
tiefling
I
action.
appreciate that.
I'm going to give it to myself because I'm a selfish piece of work.
Like make it like for lunch as well. Like you put a little.
Yeah, just put it in a little like wax paper.
Like bento, like a weird kind of bento box, maybe, like
Yeah,
a wooden
something like
bento
that.
box. Yeah, something like that.
It's very fancy.
You're extra enough to possibly have one of those. So
Baird was raised by nobility. Baird has fancy shit. And I'm also going to give it to Hubert as well. The ridiculous cold drip coffee.
I'm going to
It tasted like spiders.
tears.
it's
The finest egg I have ever received. That's what
That's because I think Mark can handle himself.
yeah.
Mog's just been sitting here and everyone's just like, not only did he not need to cook, but he's getting coffee and he's getting food, so he's just happy.
Just vibing, pure auxiliary vibing. All right,
Liquid
so
spiders.
you wrap up the tent, you kind of like pack your gear away, and you head on down to the road. So Arbortown probably is like another kind of 4 or 5 hours from where you are at the moment, but it is a beautiful day. Birds are singing. There is like obviously like a little bit of a darkened like cloud. It's a bit overcast, but generally speaking, it's a relatively nice kind of environment. As you kind of get closer and closer to Arbortown, the birds do stop chirping after about 3 hours. There's crows instead, like kind of like large, kind of black-looking crows. They kind of call down at you, like kind of friendly-ish, but definitely a little more. Okay.
Nice.
And you kind of keep going, and some of the kind of nature seems to die off a little. Like it gets a little bit more bleak. It gets a bit more blighted, as if you can kind of rationalize that. Like the leaves of the trees are starting to die, as if it's almost like autumn. And eventually, you get to the town of Arbor, and you kind of look upon like the town. There are closed, boarded up houses. You can see that the inn, kind of at the vague like front of the township, is completely closed, and that there are basically boards on the windows with signs that say "condemned," basically, disease within, and there's like a symbol of Saint Alban, which your character would know quite well, Mog. The symbol of your order, burned basically on the side of most of these buildings that have been boarded up. But yeah, that's kind of your first little kind of intro to the town. It's not looking particularly great. You don't see too many people, but it's relatively nice. There's not many people around, and kind of walk into the front. Yeah.
I think we're in the right place, folks.
What gave you that impression?
Everything's dead and diseased.
Rhetorical question.
I flip my helmet down.
It's like the intro to CSI Miami. Like, yeah, you need a better pun though. Get on, man. All right.
Rip.
Yeah. So so there's some kind of there's obviously a larger temple you can see kind of in the middle of town, as well as what you can see to be like kind of a more slummish area that seems to be further in as well. How would you like to proceed?
Well, I'm going to follow him. I'm usually this whole time I've been kind of with Mog, and Mog kind of has the right ideas, so.
So is there any more people around or anything? What's the crowd look like?
There is not much of a crowd. You don't see anyone really on the street. It looks like it's mostly just boarded up, boarded up houses and stuff like that. Do me a quick perception test for everyone kind of here. All right, well, so you will hear a kind of coughing in the distance. There's a kind of somewhere within some of the houses and stuff like that. Obviously, there's people inside there, and you kind of look as up ahead on the street. There's a cleric who seems to be kind of walking slowly forward with a censer in his hand, kind of waving it from side to side. And he's probably about 60 feet away from you. He hasn't really he kind of seems to look around and mostly looking at the kind of ground as he's waving his censer.
I would like to.
Bed, you do also see the cleric obviously walking forward with the censer, as do you, Lillian, hear the coughing as well as Hubert. You hear, well, you don't really hear anything. You're this is a spooky place. You hear some crows around the place. I'm getting a vivid imagery of what this place is like. It needs song.
I see trees of brown, a dead and dying town. Everything's ruined, and I can't rhyme with ruined. So I sing to myself.
Ruined.
You need to get some. All the leaves are brown. All the leaves are brown.
All the leaves are brown.
The leaves are brown.
And the sky is grey.
All the leaves are brown.
Damon, you also hear you hear the coughing as well in these kind of buildings, as well as that cleric. You see obviously a cleric, and he seems to be coming obviously from further into the town. You guys are just on the edge.
Lillian's looking at everyone in the party that has been how horrible, and singing, oh, it's brown and condemned. Guys are really horrible people.
Yes.
We're very joyful about the situation.
We've been traveling together for over a month now, and you haven't realized this about me?
Both of you, actually. No. No.
I'm lovely most of the time.
The world is
we haven't quite rocked up to a town that's completely boarded up.
Not yet.
Oh god.
You guys haven't been around then. They're mostly boarded up.
Entirely too happy about that.
Oh, I'll just look down. I'll be like, not happy. Just in like a moment of having a moment there.
All right, remember how I'm supposed to feel. Yes, not happy.
Not happy.
Bear just sort of leans
Damon
over,
learning that he can't actually say like what he's feeling. He's just got to sound happy all the time.
Yeah.
Bear just sort of like leans over to Lily and it's just like, I'm very used to death.
Oh yes, you have to speak up if people are deaf.
You can't face the death.
It's fine.
That was a
Never mind. It wasn't for your ears.
We've lost Steph.
Goodbye, Steph.
We will remember you.
Oh gosh.
Cleric, if I can.
But you're going to go up to the cleric?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like. So, are you all going to advance with Mog, or is he going off in his own at this point? Because Mog starts walking towards the cleric.
No,
Oh, follow Mog.
I'll check out the other buildings if you want. I just don't want to touch them right now.
Yeah, look,
Yucky.
I don't want to get too close to someone who's coughing in a town that's full of plague.
So as you get a bit closer, Mog, you hear him kind of humming a little tune to himself, like as he's kind of moving forwards, like, and he kind of like a little bit startled when he sees you, like, oh, hello, and he like pauses and kind of looks up at you, like kind of a weary kind of look in his eyes, like
Holding my mole. Like,
you're holding your maul, like, g'day, how you going, mate? Need some smash? Oh, I got it.
What's going on here, cleric? Has my order been here?
Oh, you are one of the Knights of St. Alban. Well met, brother. I'm Father Augustus. I'm actually with the church. And he points down the road, in fact, towards the church. And you can kind of see it probably like 120 meters or like 120 meters away or so. Like this kind of beautiful looking effigy. It's like obviously the Church of St. Alban. You can kind of see the stuff. And if you pull up obviously the guidance card, you'll be able to kind of see the outside of the temple a little bit further ahead. Yes, your order is well known in our town. Do you need me to take you to the temple? I assume that you are the leader of this group?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well met.
What's been happening in this town? Is it just plague-ridden more than usual, or?
I do not understand your meaning, sir. I'm sorry. More than may I
Isn't the usual amount 0?
may I have your name before? I'm sorry, I don't think I caught it.
My name's Mog.
Well met, Mog. And he kind of like looks to the others and turns back to you and is like,
Well.
He waves. He's like, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Death Man.
Hello.
Like backs up. He's like, and turns back to Mog and is like, more than usual, you mean, sir?
Yeah, it's just this town seems to be standing out today. I don't know why. There's a lot more boarded up windows than usual. I'm just wondering.
I will imagine that you're new to Numeria then, if you don't mind my assumption, sir.
Just this part.
I believe from my travels, Cleric of St. Alban, many towns are like this.
You're a cleric of St. Alban. My bad. Sorry.
It is of no trouble, sir. I bow to your more astute wisdom as a paladin of the order. It kind of like gives you a little kind of like he seems quite deferential to you as a paladin.
You're welcome. Now, can you take us to this church then?
Of course, please. And he kind of like moves away, kind of like allows you to kind of like stand side by side, and he guides you to the temple. Obviously, yeah, like the temple, as you can kind of see in the old art in there, is quite ornate. It's obviously stone, built like with stone, candles burn within, and he takes you into the kind of entranceway, the kind of like first little bit as well. send that to you guys as well. And he basically moves into that like kind of position there, and there's another cleric further in ahead. And I'll put that on.
Cool.
You as well. There you go. Ooh, there you go.
Pull out the red carpet for us. Oh.
Yep.
Okay, little fire.
You should have access to all those characters. Yep. So he kind of like takes you on in, and there's like another cleric over yonder as well. It's like so, and like he kind of pauses, pivots, and turns around. It's like, so what brings you to Arbortown, if I may ask?
Yeah, looking for a friend.
Friend?
Yes.
Do you know his name or their name? Or
Of their name, it was
Gaston.
Gaston.
just as a quick aside, roll me a quick wisdom save, Mog. Just real quick. Just a little one.
Just a little one.
What did you say, sorry? Roll what?
Roll me a wisdom save, please. A wisdom check, sorry.
The 21 do anything?
Ooh.
You know very well, Mog, that the Church of St. Alban was hunting down Gaston last you checked, and
Right.
so possibly mentioning his name might not be that excellent.
What?
Gaston or Gaston or something.
We're just looking it like rhymes with gas, could be Darren. You know what?
Gaston! David keeps yelling.
No, he's like the cleric like pauses, like
Bear, before he can speak again, Bear just like clocks Damon over the back of the head with the loot. Just bang!
in the old
Like-
shillelagh 1-2, like
I like freeze for a second. Not happy. Not happy.
sorry, was that
Not happy.
who are you looking for, sorry? Gaston?
I'm looking for an old friend. You might know him. His name was Jeffrey.
Yes, Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey the blacksmith?
Yes. Still around?
Ooh,
Is that a roll?
Family.
I believe he has taken ill.
Oh damn.
He's with the Church of Lavinia now, I believe, but
Is
For
there
how
a
long
healer
we'll
in
see.
town?
there are many healers in town. In fact, we've been trying our very best to ensure that the disease is not spread anymore. The Church of St. Alban, of course, has done the bulk of the work, and the paladins have been diligent in their responsibilities to the people, but the Church of Lavinia has always also done their share, we suppose, though in a slightly different order. I believe it's still possible to cure this without loss of life.
Ask, is there a place this incurable condition is concentrated, perhaps?
From our understanding, at least the paladins believe it is mostly centered around the slums district. There is currently a push to go in there and eradicate what is needed to be eradicated, but we have had issues with the clerics of Lavinia thus far. Perhaps I should bring out someone more in charge, and perhaps they could talk to you more about this topic than I. Is that amenable to you? He kind of points again to the look of Mog. He's like, would you like to speak with the captain, perhaps?
Please.
I'll pull up his name so I remember what it is. I remember names. Sir Clayman. Crayman. And he kind of like potters away back into the temple, and basically you're left just there for a little bit. Goes away. And he basically just left there for a little bit as he kind of does that. There's another cleric there praying to the statue of like a, it looks like a kind of angel or goddess with a shield, holding out her hand. Yeah. You have some small amount of time. Would you like to do anything in this little temple while you're like hanging out? Because I'm gonna just break this.
Can I do an insight check on this person praying?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. What are you trying to discern?
I just want to see, like, how genuine she looks like praying. Like, kind of,
You get a sense of genuineness, but there's also a deep weight to obviously their stance. They seem to obviously have been recently joined the order, but you can't really tell too much about this person just because it's not you have to go actually talk to her really. But her body language tells you she's praying for something. Imagine.
All right, let's leave her alone.
Indeed. All right. So I'll say that no one else has anything to do. So a little bit later,
Can I do a religion check on the statues?
you may go for it.
Am I able to stay close to Mog?
You can.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay close to Mog. Pretend I'm kind of like his guard in my head.
Yes.
Bless.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Yes! Oh, it's the Natty Fatty!
The natty. All right.
Yeah, boy!
So
I know all the things.
you know decent amount. So this particular statue seems to be an origin point of Saint Alban. So Saint Alban, you actually get a whole bunch of information about Saint Alban. Saint Alban was a cleric of Vanathar. Vanathar being the god of basically honor, righteousness, and truth. There was this great war, and basically this cleric had a vision onto themselves that something terrible would happen, and they tried to convince the other members of the Church of Vanathar this huge issue that they need to really solve. No one believed them, and basically they were discarded as a kind of a hypocrite or a heretic or something like that, and it crushed them basically. But they managed to gather a small force, being prepared for when a time that they would be needed. And when that time came, they they went in, dealt with the issue, and were lauded over as being of foresight to basically do what needed to be done without necessarily the permission to do so, if that makes sense. They're very much a vigilante aspect of the kind of truth and honor kind of pantheon. So this particular statue is a reverence of Saint Alban. Now, in this kind of world, obviously, saints are given power by patron gods, so they were elevated to a kind of demigod status and can now have churches and followers and all this kind of stuff, and are given certain amounts of power. So they have a foresight. The Church of Saint Alban has a little bit more foresight than everyone else, but obviously they are very much do things very zealotly. If you think it's the right thing to do, just do it. Don't think about the consequences, because it's just you got to do the right thing. So this is a kind of evolution of Vanathar, of Saint Alban under Vanathar, and then the second one is obviously with the sword becoming Saint Alban. Yeah.
Ah, that explains why they're let's just kill the
everyone.
plague.
Kill everyone.
Kill everyone who has it. Yes, there it is. That'll fix it.
If
Definitely.
there's no people living to catch the plague, then the plague will go away.
Yeah.
Correct.
No problem.
The plague, no problem. No worries, mate.
Terrible.
Saint Alban. So you would imagine that, anyone who was praying to this particular statue would be give me the strength to do what I need to do, because I do not feel I am strong enough to do it. Or give me foresight. There's a whole bunch of things around that. And it's obviously connected to Vanathar, so there's kind of still that connection there. But yeah. Natural 20, gotcha.
Nice.
Anyone else have any questions about this particular area?
Nope. Not me. I'm not a question asker, you know what I mean? I'm more of a
I'm a
problem solver.
doer. I'm a doer.
Exactly.
Keggy Cat, correct. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Don't worry about it. You're not going to have any other issues in this.
It's flawless.
It's
fine.
Thanks to Saint Alban. No. So, anyone else have anything they want to check out in this room, or you'll jive? You'll jive. I can sense your general jiveness. All right. So a few minutes later, basically, this armor-clad paladin, grim as he is, strides out with the cleric behind him. And he walks straight up to Mog and gives him a stern up and down and a respectful welcome. I'm Arthur Clayman. Pleasure to meet you. And he extends a hand to you.
Obviously, aha!
Clasp the hand. It's
Brothers in arms.
Bang.
it is good that you have come. We need more to do what needs to be done.
What can we do to help?
Are you aware of much of what is happening in Arbortown at this moment? I believe you are quite new, and I can see that you have a cadre with you to assist in some kind of activities within the country.
Yes, I have the followers of Mog. We're all here to help, and we are new here.
Very well.
I am here to help.
Bear
give
looks
you-
very offended. Just what?
Very well. Then I'll give you an appraisal of what has generally happened for the last few weeks. Now, obviously, you know that the church has been doing what it can to prevent this disease within Numeria. It's been widely spread throughout all of the corners of Laskel that this is quite a major, severe breach of quarantine and also disease in general that has affected us quite heavily. Unfortunately, the Church of Lavinia, as well as other groups, have sought to stop us from doing our sacred rite as, paladins of the order, and are trying to prevent us from dealing with disease as must be done. Specifically, we are not able to get into the slums without being stopped. I believe that if he kind of looks to the group and is like, I believe that's where you could become useful. I am known to the head cleric of Lavinia, as well as her followers, and do not wish to cause undue stress to who I believe is generally trying to help in whatever naive way they can. However, if myself or my paladins are to go into the slums, it would be more difficult than it'd be worth. They have ways of escaping them. They know our symbology well. As paladins, we do not wish to hide or obfuscate our presence as noble knights, but perhaps you and your cadre are able to go in there with a more diplomatic intent until, of course, you need to do what needs to be done. There's an individual by the name of Tom. They are running a house of healing, something to that degree. We believe that they have many of the plague bearers in their home already, as well as people who go to try and seek aid from them. What I want you to do, Mog, is go find them and kill them. Do you think you're able to do that?
Why would you kill a healer?
He turns fully towards Ben and is like, because if you try to heal this disease, it will only spread to the healers, and it will spread again and again and again. I know, because I have been here for the last 2 years and seen this plague ravish this world. The people of this town have been dying for many, many years now, and it's time to end their suffering.
By killing the people?
By killing the people, yes. It is a sacrifice that we must make for the good of all.
Doing this will kill the world.
Not if we kill the disease first.
Save them.
Not if we kill the disease first.
Okay, I'll lean over to Mog and I'll say, I think he's got a point.
So that's 2 votes to murder everybody.
Cool. I vote for not murdering everybody.
Yeah.
We're not murdering everybody, just like a couple of dudes.
Too far gone to save? And maybe save?
What if the healer doesn't have the plague, though?
Then we don't.
I have cured more people than I care to mention, but I am not able to cure everyone. At some point, you have to decide.
Cured with a sword in the chest. That's
He holds up his hand, and there's a luminescent glow to it. It's like have the capacity to cure disease, and a paladin after all. But 1 a day, or 2 or 3 a day, is just not enough for how quickly this disease spreads.
Maybe you should make everyone stay home so that they can't spread it to other people.
Maybe you should mind your own business.
Like,
My business is curing this disease, no matter what.
can I just say that
You're
Lillian is
making your business our business.
Lillian's in heightened state right now, so she's kind of ready to slap a bitch for anyone who comes near her bards. She knows her bards put their
Did
foot
someone
in.
say go to combat?
Had to kick someone for saying bad things to their bards.
Bob's
Yep.
also gonna do that.
Alright.
I'm making my mole bright, and I'm slamming it down, and I'm going to say, "Don't offend the followers of Mole." What it sounds like you are doing is failing, but we will go into this diplomatically and save this town.
I expect you to do what needs to be done. However, I also have enough respect for you as a follower of Alvin that if you know a better path, you will take it. Just keep in mind, this is the right path. It is nice to meet you all. Enjoy your stay in Enjoy your stay in Arbor. And at that point, he basically leaves. He's just like, fuck you.
That's a fucking
Turns, flicks the cape, and is gone.
It's lovely to meet you, sir.
It just he leaves.
Mog turns around, stone face, is like, oh, what a poo-poo head.
He was making his business our business, thus I was allowed to comment.
I thought he was nice.
Absolutely. Comment.
You have a very warped idea of what is nice. And I am saying that.
We have been subcontracted to perform a quest that is most dire and not in line with most of our values. And I'm going to look over.
Whoa, we all have values? What?
Who knew?
I like think about my life for a while.
Do I have
If I to have value?
Ugh.
You have value.
Oh,
Thank you.
blessed be. Alright, so yeah, you're just kind of sitting in the temple. The cleric is still there if you have any questions for him.
He's just watching this whole conversation happen.
He's you can obviously see that clerics are a bit lower than paladins in this particular order. They're like, yes, my lord. Of course. Yes, as you wish. Yeah.
Yes.
So, is the cleric's there? Can I be like, cleric, come here, right now?
Oh, he does?
Yep, he comes over, he's like, yes, Mog.
Is there a mayor running this town or anything? Or is it just in the hand of...
Yeah, this Kathleen Arb is the one who... I believe that she mostly spends her time with the Church of the Church of Lavinia.
She's in there?
Sorry?
So the Church of...
Lavinia, yes.
Okay, and where's that church? Is this one?
No, it is not this one, no. This is, we're opposite side of the township. And he kind of gives you some directions of, about where they are.
You're seeing that this town has some tax money to make that? 2 churches? Alright. Anyway, yeah, can we,
he's like, yes, sir.
Adelaide.
This is the first stop into Nemera, so it does have a certain need to be a particular way. There used to be a great deal of coaches that actually ran out of this particular
Trent's
town.
gone, we've lost Trent.
I'm sorry. I'm just Mog just stabbing the economy of this town, and oh yeah, you're all really apparently so rich and can afford to. Under his breath.
No, it's just Adelaide. Adelaide is the city of churches.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, it's not that big. It just has a lot of churches in it.
I'm crying then.
So you're yes.
Continue. Sorry, everyone.
Alright team, well what do we want to do? Because...
He has a slight smirk as well when you talk about the church.
He looks at his empty wallet.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
He does. Well, that means, yeah.
Got to make some donations.
Okay, do we want to go down to the slums and try to see what is happening and see if we can help? Or do we want to go to see the mayor and see how she's run this town? Problems.
David's response is, isn't Lavinia bad?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, Damon, honey.
I'm trying to work out where the black and white is of this situation.
Nothing.
Welcome to
white.
dark fantasy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nothing is black and white.
Everyone's the baddies.
Yeah, David's gonna work it out.
I have a bad history with them, but I'm willing to get past that if we can save this town for the greater good.
Well, I think anything that avoids slaughtering innocent people is a good idea. That's Damon's response.
Oh, Damon, beautiful. I love this.
Especially if we're going to be slaughtering a healer, one of the few people who may actually be able to help. Even if they can't cure it, they can hopefully ease people's pain at least.
That's it. We're going to put on a show for them because they can't get away. There is no chance that they can run away because
They can't escape from your sweet bag.
These people are already suffering, Hubert. They don't need to hear you play.
Oh, damn! Coming at him for his life.
Even the chat heard that. Even the chat felt that. Oh my goodness.
Wait, Hubert's rhyme.
I love you.
Damn.
We love you.
Hubert's mustache is quivering with contained rage, and I'm going to say, I will put on a show that even you can't say no to.
Yes! Yes, Hubert! David
I'm already
excited.
saying no. This is me saying
I said
no.
you couldn't.
Wait a minute!
Wait a minute, that's illegal.
Wait a second.
No
Lillian
taxis.
steps between the bards because this is.
Oh, Mum has
She's seen
spoken.
this. This scene is too much. Children, settle down.
Yep.
Do
Mum
you feel
has
free to
spoken.
move? Do you feel
Mom
free
has
to move your
spoken.
characters around as well in the roll 20?
Goes back to fucking tuning the loot. Like,
Angry face.
Mad reacts only.
I'm just going. I'm
Lillian's
listening
the
to
one
her.
angry react.
That's all we need. We need like a Lillian angry react for the Twitch. She's like, no, you didn't. Just like a sassy bed. Like,
I'm totally gonna. I'm gonna commission my roommate to draw a bunch of different like emoji reacts of all the characters.
oh my god, that would be fantastic. We can give them to the strength. Ah! Yes, love that. Angry. All right. So you're just having a slight domestic in the Church of Alba.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like the cleric's like,
I was going, what's the cleric gonna do? Mod could just be like, shut up, cleric. Sit down.
the big boys are talking.
This is our argument. Get out.
Yes, my lord.
I do vote we leave the church, though.
Yeah, let's move on.
This place is dull and boring.
Oh.
I'm worried that either Lillian or I are gonna get
I'll
struck.
have
by
you know that
lightning
this
just being-
we're gonna do only take a long time for Mac to make, and it was very nice. Okay, calm down.
It's beautiful, Mac. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean it. Talking the smack about my sweet. All right.
Talking
So
shit
you,
about Tyler
you,
Brooks.
so you head on back out to the streets. Again, she's gonna shock out all you. It's quiet.
I vote Lavinia.
You're gonna go to Lavinia?
It
Mhm.
makes sense to.
We're gonna find this. What was it? Catherine? Catherine
Yeah.
Arba?
Arba. Kathleen?
Yeah. Catherine Arba.
Ms. Arba.
Catherine.
Ms. Arba.
Ms. Arba.
Is it the Right Honourable Miss Arb?
Oh, well, yeah. You can imagine if she's the man of this town.
She
Right
could just
Honourable Miss
be.
Arb?
She could just be Lady Arba.
True.
Good. Good.
But, you know, right honourable is more judicial. And
Or is it the
possibly
Right
it's,
Honourable is? I believe it's Right Honourable Lady, depending on what level of ladyship they're at.
The ultimate ladyship.
I feel like
she's an
Jared would
Omega
know,
lady.
but I don't.
she could be the governor for all I know. Omega ladies, roll out. I am the governor of this township. What can I do?
Oh.
All right.
Baird would know. Roman does not.
Maybe
Brings
Steph
around all
knows
that
more.
nobility bullshit.
I do like nobility things. They are fun to learn.
They are fun to learn.
I'm also
Yeah.
sitting here like trying not to think about germ theory right now. So
Yeah, we're all infected.
Not yet.
Oh no, foreshadow.
Yeah.
With my -1 Constitution modifier.
Okay, yeah, you shouldn't be going.
I shouldn't be here, but I'm here.
Alright.
No.
it's the thought and the willingness that counts.
Totally. It's
Totally.
fine. It's gonna
Alright.
be fine.
Ed, you want to go to the sisters and go see the mayor and see what you can do there? Hubert is going to help put on a play.
I want to go and see this healer. I want to make sure that nobody kills this healer.
I really love that for you, but you're going to die if you.
I'll be fine. I promise.
Should be right, mate. Don't even worry about it.
I'll be
Get
fine.
better mask, guys. Someone get better mask.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Look, I'll just. Yeah.
Mask theory like comes into the old D&D. Like, oh, put a mask on, you'll be fine. Like,
Yeah, totally. That's totally how it works.
now
Only we can convince everyone in Melbourne to do that.
Now that would disobey the civil rights, you see. Yeah, in D&D.
You can't make those jokes. I'm the only Melburnian here. I'm the one who's still stuck in lockdown.
That's, Eventually Bismuth as well, but let's not think about that too hard.
Yeah, let's not think about that.
Back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons! Look at this fun adventure that you're having a plague with leg.
Ignore the parallels! Ignore the parallels!
Look, there's definitely a thing about the parallels, but gotcha. Alright, so are we splitting the party? Are we splitting the party?
Never. Can we just hit the old quote of never split the party?
It's like it needs one of those emojis, like never split the party.
Never split the party.
I'm happy to do what the consensus is because Damon's a yes man.
Well, why don't we go talk to the mayor first and get some more information, and then we can all go check on the healer.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie.
Yes, better at night.
All right. I just really don't like it.
Is that right?
I promise I'll be fine. I'm made of sturdier stuff. Survived, many years.
Survive Lillian.
Less than ideal situations, so it's fine.
It's just like it's like stone chafing on ground. She just looks at Damon like, what does that mean?
I look back down. Not happy. Not happy. Shit. My interaction with Lillian as Damon has not been very fruitious yet.
So maybe one day you'll join the pack of bards getting looked after.
Hopefully.
Honorary bard. There we go.
Damon can sing.
Alright. If you like, so basically you go like down the street and you follow the directions to the Church of Lavinia, and you get to like basically like a series of kind of buildings that look like they're all like quite like large looking kind of silos for farmlands and stuff like that. It seems like it's like old disused like apple silos, like probably have apples, like large silos for like grain and all that kind of stuff. As well as like a kind of like section of like a doorway. If you pull up the cargo card, you can have a look at like the kind of front entrance bit, and you kind of open up the door to basically what is a house. There's a kind of cleric out like the front and a gentleman inside as well.
Which card was that?
Cargo?
That is the cargo card. You'll also want to get the Market Square card as well.
Go fast.
There it is. What? My shaky hands.
Square.
So fucking cool.
Yep.
The cargo card is super rad.
Yeah.
What am I looking at though? Look at this dude. I have to check.
What is it? Oh,
Look at this dude.
I know that it's
That's awesome.
Hey.
Wow, that's some pretty good dice rolls, not gonna lie. I can't argue with those sixes.
Mm-hmm.
Ace of... Wait, there are two ace of clubs. This deck is rigged.
Which cards are we looking at? Because I've got cargo and I can't see anything.
I've got cargo and I can see it.
Yeah, I got this. I got
I'm gonna send it again.
Yeah. Oh, I lost it.
Yeah, now I'm saying it again.
Oh, there we go. Ooh.
Hey, there we go.
See it now?
The door opens up. That's animation.
Oh, animation! Whoa, crazy!
Ooh.
There's another individual in there. If you have a look on the Roll20 as well, they are kind of just like standing next to the person kind of playing some cards at the table. And everyone. God.
Now they're wearing a mask. Now they're wearing a mask. That's good.
Yeah. You obviously can you can hear in the next room as well, like this kind of coughing, like heavy and kind of raspy, like it's really like inside their lungs, being trying to rest. There's a kind of odd scent of sweat as well, like it's a heavy kind of like feeling of dampness around this place, which is hard. Anyway. But it is a kind of well-to-do individual, like standing next to this this woman playing cards. And as you kind of enter into the room, they kind of give you like a kind of like a full look. Morg, I imagine, is going first. He's like,
Always.
Yeah,
Morg's
the unofficial leader, especially in this area.
Oh, definitely official.
It's kicking down the door, saying like, "Hello," like, and like they kind of look to you. They look at you as someone like, "Can we help you?"
Yes. We would like to see the mayor.
You are speaking with him. Hello,
Oh, right, are we...
I'm Kathleen Other. Yeah.
Okay, I thought...
Yeah, that's me.
I thought the
Yeah, that's me. They don't seem particularly well to do. They look like they're like kind of like a hardworking like kind of farmer. Like they you can see their kind of hands are kind of like well worn. They've got like an apron on. They look like they're sick of dealing with stuff, but are committed to continue dealing with shit. It's like a kind of haggard looking politician look like, God damn it, why?
Oh god, there's more people.
Like specifically towards Mo, like, hi, how can I help you?
You're probably wondering why a paladin of Saint Alban has come in.
Of course not.
To reassure you that I'm not with the
Locals.
The locals.
locals.
The savages.
Okay.
God, why is it so hard to say that? Okay. We are here to help, and we want to know how things are being run here, and why is the spread of disease becoming rapid.
You're new to Namir, then I assume.
Yeah.
She kind of like looks and pans around the to like the adventurers, like the other kind of cuts the cadre. Is like, oh, okay, and kind of like looks probably who has the highest charisma again?
The highest what?
Charisma. Just real quick, who's the highest charisma?
Assume the bard.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be one of the bards. Yeah, not you.
It's a charisma off.
You want? Yeah, no, it's not charisma roll. It's just who has the most charisma. He's like
16.
16, yeah.
16.
I've got a +3 on mine.
Equally handsome.
Equally handsome.
We're both
Like,
stunning.
So
In
like,
different ways.
She looks to like both of the bards and is like, right, you're here to help then, I would imagine. Not in the kind of points to look at Morg.
Not in the
Actually help. Well, what do you all want to know then?
How are people being quarantined here? Everyone
She looks to like the room beside her, and basically opens up to the Market Square card, and she like takes you into what is like basically a large sleeping chamber. It's like follow me. Brings you in. There's a cleric doing the rounds basically at this point, and like she kind of like casts a hand across the room. It's like, well, this is the room basically. This is where we keep anyone who is sick, who is seeking the help of Lavinia. I'm working with a lot of people at this point to try and keep it contained. The head priestess over there is doing all she can, but it is unfortunately slow work. It is work that even if we cure everyone we can, the next day they might just contract it again.
So you can keep getting it.
Correct. It doesn't seem to be, we can try and quarantine as much, but even then, if we don't quarantine everyone doesn't want to like just be held up in their homes all the time. There's nothing much we can do, unfortunately. We can combat the disease as much as possible, but I've had it 2 times now, and I've been cured from it, but
Prevention.
there's no true prevention, no, unfortunately. It's just keeping enough distance away from people that you might not come into contact with it or them, and like doing cleansing rituals as much as humanly possible. But even the rituals are only take you so far. There is, it kind of like looks at the clerics like, we just don't know how to combat this. If we don't have the tools, we don't have the expertise. We have clerics and paladins and healers of all types of persuasions. I've seen at least 3 other groups just like yours come through and basically leave, or be cut down by the church if they go sick.
What are the sisters doing?
Right? The Church of Lavinia?
Yeah.
Hospice mostly. They keep people here, they keep people away from others. If they get sick, they know that they can come here and be given a fair hand. It's not going to be with a blade at the end.
The paladins are just slaughtering people.
For a long time, they did not. for a long time, the paladins were using their gifts to assist people, but I don't know. At some point, it just became too much for them, and they've turned basically to a different solution. I don't know if I can entirely blame them, but I will keep my arm's length from them as much as possible. If they had known even that, like, if they know that you're sick, they might treat you fairly, they might kill you, but there have been reports that we've had from other townships which have been basically burned to the ground and then sealed away and have been cured, as it were. And people are still alive there, but half the population dead is half the population dead. It seems to be effective at the very least. The sickness doesn't seem to come back.
Is the slums have more? Does the slums have more? God, what am I?
More sickness than elsewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reports from the slums are scattered at best. The best we can hope for is that the Jerry gang tells us what's going on most of the time, and even then they've got their own agendas most of the time. The Jerry gang. They seem to be the prolific thieves guild that is moving contraband and goods and people around the town. Gaston is one of their proprietors in this particular area, but I haven't seen him in a while. He could be here for all I know, but he'll probably be with them.
Well, what would you suggest that we do? Because we've been suggested by the paladins to just help slaughter everyone.
Slaughter everyone where?
Down
in the slums.
I'd get them here if the slums have become much more insular since like the Church of Alvin got Crayman in. He has come from elsewhere, but he is obviously much more militant in his ideals and has focused much more on eradication than prevention or even healing in general. Getting them here would be probably good for the Church of Lavinia, but I really couldn't say. I keep in mind this has been happening for many years now, and I really don't have the answers anymore. I thought I did, but every time I think I've got an answer, another question or another issue comes up, and then I'm left holding the bag, basically. It's my fault if people die.
How does this town hold up with everyone being so sick? Like, so how does the economy work here?
The economy?
Yeah.
Well, there's no one who works here anymore. The silos are shut down. All the food is currently in storage, and we're chewing through that. The crops have been mostly left to rot. Any farmers who still do exist are so held up within their own little world that they don't care much about bringing their food into others. They're too afraid of the disease at this point. They have the right to be, honestly, but then you hear sickness and you find empty lots, which is people who have gotten sick and died there, basically. It's grim work. It's a grim life. It's what it's been like for 2 years. There's not much more I can say, though. I mean,
is it just because the disease came in 2 years? Like,
it was slow at the start, but yeah,
for it to just come in all of a sudden, or did all of a sudden everyone just became sick?
Honestly, at the start, there wasn't anything about it. They were just like, heard some sickness over the next town, or someone getting sick somewhere else, and it was nothing for the most part. But then, at some point, people just started coughing and then getting weaker, and then they were trying to get healed, but then they keep getting it. And yeah, it just kind of exponential from there.
Well, then, lastly, what do you need us to do if there's anything that we could do to make this town better, like help with the problem? Because it sounds like it's already been condemned to death.
She looks over towards the priest and is like, roll me a diplomacy check. I wanted to get like a sense of your party's intentions with this persuasion test. I want to get like a sense of your what do you want out of this person? What your intentions are with this kind of like.
Can I use my inspiration to do that again?
You may. Just so. That's why you get that. Oh, look at that! That's pretty good.
Whoa.
Got him.
Nice.
Damn.
That felt funny.
Very nice. Very nice.
I know I'm passionate about saving lives.
Love it. Natural 20. Yeah. Yeah. So she she kind of stops, gets a bit of an assessment of you guys, sees the kind of look that you seem to have about yourselves, and kind of like come back in. And kind of like gestures to the high priest, and she's like, and she moves over as well, and the other guy kind of like amazing him. They have her sit down, and they basically start like they close the doors behind them. They get you all sit down by the table. Wow.
No, nasty.
There's
It's fine.
edgy rogue character in the back.
Even a rogue.
Yeah, not even a rogue, but yeah, might as well be.
That's alright. I'm spooky. I'm the spooky boy.
Yeah, spooky.
While we talk.
Sorry? It's like it is our belief. That's like so. At this point, she passes over. It's like this is the high priest. She has a thought, which we haven't shared with many, but perhaps you can do something about it. And she kind of like passes over and she pulls off her foot. She has no eyes. She's like got this bandage around her eyes, and her lips look like they've been obviously like cut by something, like at some point. Like she's looks quite relatively grotesque, but underneath is kind of like quite porcelain like beauty to herself. Like it's like a cracked doll. And she speaks with a very calming, pleasant voice. It's almost crystalline in how she speaks. It's like, we are under the impression that this is not a normal disease. It's being propagated and spread by something or someone. But we do not know who. We don't know how. We certainly do not understand why. But given how many people have died, how many people have suffered, I believe someone is trying to destroy this country. It just doesn't make any other sense. If you can find information about how this disease is being spread potentially in the sun, whether it's by the church or by the Jerry gang or by someone, perhaps that's where your direction should travel. Perhaps that's how you can even save this place, if that is your intention.
Sorry, you think that they're targeting your convent? Country, okay.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be anywhere else. The clerics that have come from elsewhere see the disease and disappears after no small amount of time. Perhaps it's just because they understand it more than we did at the start, because it's so widespread now that it can't be contained, but I don't believe that's the case. I believe there's something more to this, but I don't have the answers. I just have open questions that have kept coming up, that keep seeing gaps in the logic of this particular contagion. Armies of healers have come and gone. They can't seem to get rid of it entirely. That is my understanding of this disease, this contagion. But if you can find more, then we can do more.
We're on it.
And she kind of like pulls up the hood again and is like, be well. And she kind of like, she ends up leaving, and like the mayor like just kind of sitting there like, yep.
That's what we're dealing with. Okay.
That's a lot.
That's heavy.
Well, thankfully there is no such thing as the perfect crime. This person or thing has definitely left clues in the slums, and we are the ones who shall find them.
At once, Hubert.
Yes, Hubert. Sing us a song. Take us away.
Take us away, and piano man.
Take me away.
Yes, man.
Yeah, sail away, sail away, sail away. She kind of like, if you need any assistance, I can provide a certain amount, but I'll have to just wish you good luck at this point. There's not much I have to give.
Okay. Thank you for your help. I think we will go on to investigate. Or talk about it. What
Yeah.
we want to do.
So I imagine you kind of like, you'll just head out and discuss it on the streets, as you did last time.
Yeah.
There's no tavern here or anything like that?
There is a tavern,
It's boarded up. It's condemned.
Yeah, it's probably condemned. I don't want to drink anything in this or eat anything in this town.
Hashtag all the bars are closed, you see.
No.
Nah. And so all the adventurers are like, nah, I'm not going to this town. Like, oh.
It's fine. Bear doesn't drink anyway. It's fine.
Alright, so yeah, you go back outside and you're like,
Shit's fucked.
yeah.
Excuse the language.
Sing us a song, Hubert.
Pardon your orcish.
Make us feel better.
Okay. This song is hopefully not going to make you sick to your stomach. This is a little ditty I like to call The Town That Was Saved by the Brave Adventurers.
Log.
And I'm just going to describe the things around me. The street, waiting to go to the slums. I wish that we were in the slums, but we are not in the slums.
Wonderful.
You want to be in the slums?
That's what the clues are.
The clues!
The clues!
Yes, we are public investigators now. We have
Which
changed our
way to the
hats.
slums, Mog? Which way?
Long for the sweet caress of death. Every time I have to listen to him play.
I love these like feuding bards almost.
There can only be one.
Yeah, so you haven't got too many directions exactly where the slums are, but you have a pretty good idea. Just do a quick survival test as you kind of navigate your way around the streets.
Can I roll a survival test? I did so well last time.
You
Was
may.
that
You
everyone?
did
or-
very well.
Well, is that your third natural 20 this game?
No, I got 12.
Oh wait. Oh, that's right. That's the persuasion. My bad.
One after another, they just stack.
Two? Or...
I got an 11.
I'm helping.
I'm helping.
Wah.
What the hell that does? Oh boy.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Yep. So, oh my god.
Wow.
Lane's like, it's that way.
I'm the worst.
Back out of town.
Ranger ever.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We love you.
I'm the worst
Yeah.
range ever.
We love you, Lily.
Let's be honest. Everyone has at least one level of bard in this party.
I don't know which way is up. I just want to pluck twang again.
Pluck twang.
You've been hanging out with the bards too much, Lily.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's in the city though. It's in a kind of town. So you're like, oh, I'll be like that. Maybe. So it takes you a little bit. Like you do eventually find your way to an entrance of the slums, but basically a lot of the streets you find are like either huge, like high piles and stuff like that of like barricades with wire and like caltrops like dotted around them. You're like, okay, and like you kind of move on to the next like kind of entryway that you can imagine is in the slums, but you're passing by like houses, and as you do, where you're like singing along, like going to the slums, like curtains open and like watch you pass, like from like various heights and like levies, and are closed as they like kind of hear coughing, and just that kind of like weight of this place is a bit
Impressive.
it's a hard life. And yeah, as you kind of like move like a little bit closer to where you think is the right like entry point, you do smell like the scent of some quite nice tea. Like it's a rose hip kind of blend of tea that you can kind of smell. And as you get a bit closer, you come to, let me just find it. You go to the archway card, you'll see like the kind of like layout of the like a barricade, a gentleman kind of sitting just on the outside of it, and a pot of tea beside him.
Yep. Ooh, apples.
My cabbages!
They're cabbages! Correct, they're cabbages.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Down for me.
Okay. Sun's out, guns out. This guy's got his shirt popped off.
He does. He's ready.
Oh, look
He's-
at him. Goodness
he's a-
me.
He's a party man. So beside this gentleman as well is like a little teapot. And you see him like as you kind of approach like but at this point in we think about this, we'll actually take probably our break just because there's going to be a little bit more stuff as we go into the slums itself. So we'll take a quick break here because we've been like about an hour or so. Because probably good to have a quick break for about 15 minutes. But for everyone enjoying the stream, we'll be right back in about 15. Just going to give a quick break, and then we'll get straight back into it in an hour and a half. Who knows what?
Having something that you can kind of physically see and be like, this is what it is, this is what it looks like, is a very simple way to just keep story flowing.
It's another tool to communicate to the players what's happening.
Imaginations are endless.
Players who are new into the game, being able to describe, what a crypt or a dais or something is.
I believe we're in the presence of a trap.
With this, it's like, this pops right up on my screen and I can see all this stuff and I don't need to tell anyone about it.
That is amazing. That's so good. Oh yeah, look at that. Dang.
To have that visualization right there. Pretty impressive. Yeah.
Having the visuals, it kind of brings it into a cool world.
This is the second time I played D&D. The first time I played, I actually filled in for a guy that couldn't make it to a session. I made his character completely chaotic evil.
I could probably help you out of there, but you're gonna have to give me that coin pouch.
And killed the entire party I was with, and yeah, I can't really play with those guys anymore. Because my perception is usually pretty high, I can see a lot of things that the other people can't see, which means that I can kind of take advantage of situations a lot easier than I would be able to in just a normal tabletop standard. Like, it'd be very hard to be like, hey guys, I know the Dungeon Master just said I've got all this stuff in the corner, but don't look at it because you characters can't see it.
I believe we're in the presence of a trap.
With this, it's like, this pops right up on my screen and I can see all this stuff and I don't need to tell anyone about it.
Oh, that's
Never played it, never played anything interactive. It was always on my bucket list. I've always seen it on movies. My friends play it, and I heard that it's like really immersive and that it can last for months.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I couldn't fathom how gameplay works like that. Like tailoring that some people could see certain things and then like other players couldn't. When they said it's all your imagination, I'm like, what? Like anything?
I'm gonna run up to one of them and like hook my bow over its head, draw it back, and like decapitate.
Imaginations are endless, and I think having the visuals, it kind of brings it into a cool way.
Let me tell you why you're here. What if I told you you could mix augmented reality with your RPGs? You take the miniature, The story ends. You keep scrolling and believe tabletop games are limited to physical models. Download Arden Roleplay. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the chance to add something new.
having something that you can kind of physically see and be like, this is what it is, this is what it looks like, is a very simple way to just keep story flowing.
It's another tool to communicate to the players what's happening.
Imaginations are endless.
Players who are new into the game, being able to describe, what a crypt or a dais or something is.
I believe or in the presence of a trap.
With this, it's like, oh, this pops right up on my screen, and I can see all this stuff. I don't need to tell anyone about it.
That is amazing. That's so good.
Oh yeah, look at that. Dang.
To have that visualization right there, pretty impressive. Yeah.
Having the visuals, it kind of brings it into a cool world.
This is the second time
And you're live.
Hello and welcome back.
Hi.
Sorry to eat you chronic. Back to you. Only you. Okay, so you guys have just come to the barricades of the slums, basically, and there's a charming-looking, bare-chested gentleman drinking some rose-hip tea right about now, and like gives you like a look up and down. He's like, "Hello." As you approach.
Looks like he's wearing a mask as well.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Or is he a bit more chill?
He's doing the good work. He's just a chill dude. He's maximum Aladdin right now.
Maximum light.
Yeah, he kind of like observes you as you kind of walk up. He's got like a kind of scimitar on his belt. He's like,
I assume that's not just for cutting cabbages, my friend.
oh, it is not. But it is for defending this particular area from near to us. What can I do for you?
May I
he kind of like looks towards like Mog's like,
yes, trauma, bitch.
I'm just going to present Mog. Mog!
Back to the group. Mog, would you like to come and... I like step forward.
I know. Come on. Let's go. Let's go down here.
Oh.
Bit of dog role play here.
Oh.
The dog's getting involved.
Come on,
I mean, look, sometimes you gotta see a dog.
Don't be like that. You're the one who started barking.
Content you're here for.
No, this is perfect because at the beginning of the beginning of the game before break, I had to go let my bloody cat out because she started screaming and.
Sorry, guys. She starts barking at a stray dog. I let her out, and the first thing he does is run straight back to the door, like, "Oh, why am I outside now?" Sorry, continue. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm sure the stream doesn't mind a bit of dog action.
A little bit of dog action.
No, just sometimes you need it in your life. Like. So what was that before we interrupted?
So Mog goes up to him and goes, "Hello, fellow."
Hello. You.
Eerie character. I love him already. Even if he is holding a scimitar on his back.
He's got something on his side.
What's your name, mate?
Gavin.
Dick. I'm Mog. This is the followers of Mog.
Aha. He like with his eyes he paints you with a brush, all of you. He's like, okay. What can I do for you, Mog?
I just want to know how things are going here. The disease is very
super great, honestly. Super great. No disease to speak of, honestly.
Really? Cool.
Yep.
In this spot, just this spot right here, or like in general?
All the slums. It's crazy, man.
I love that. Why?
Honestly, like I can't believe it. Like, I I think the church. I think the church now is doing a real good job getting all that plague out here. So, tops for that.
Can I do a perception check? Just everywhere.
An insight check or perception check?
Pepsi check.
Pepsi check. You can Pepsi check? Okay.
Pepsi check, please.
Roll me a Pepsi check. Oh, glug.
Can I change that? Can I change that to be Pepsi?
I would hope not. No Pepsi allowed.
So my perception was 18. I just wanted to look around to see if there's much filth anywhere and, obvious signs of disease.
Well, luckily enough, on Ardent Roleplay, you can in fact check exactly how much filth is around the place. The answer, a decent amount. Dirt road, rubble basically behind him constructed into a barrier for anyone who'd want to cross into the slums.
Right.
There's also obviously the kind of smell of dampness, obviously, that you get in certainly the Church of Leah, but this is definitely more wet dampness, like a swamp kind of feel. It's
well, mate, what's that behind you?
Oh, this is a barricade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what's beyond that?
Slums.
What's in the slums?
People.
Can I roll an insight check?
You may indeed.
I'm doing the vibe check.
Vibe check. Straight up vibing. General Kenobi. I think this guy.
Yeah, ultimate vibe check.
Ultimate vibe check.
One Kenobi.
Hello there.
I can see. Oh my god, yeah, he's here.
He is here. Just straight vibing. We'll see. He actually paused a little bit. He's like, as you kind of inside him, you get an 18, cool.
Yeah,
what would you like to understand? What are you trying to...
I'm trying to figure out, is he actually being standoff?
I can't hear you. Your mic's
your mic's cutting out, buddy.
Oh, she's gone quiet.
Very quiet. Very oh no,
we lost her.
We will remember.
Just impressions.
I can slightly hear you.
Breathe, damn it, breathe.
That's really weird. I haven't
clear.
anything elsewhere.
Did the mic close up, do you think?
Yeah.
No,
I'm turn off.
Put it away. How is that?
Is there a button to turn the mic up or down?
It seems fine. I can hear what you're saying, but it's
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh,
there we go.
It's fine.
Yeah, you just moved. Yeah, the mic moved. Now it's better.
I moved for
We're gonna leave it.
3 hours.
Might be the chance. Yeah, who's to say?
Oh no, we lost you again.
Unplug the mic and plug it back in again.
David's like,
try turning it off again.
David's like, bye, Lillian.
You're basically trying to see if he's being genuine. Is that correct?
Nod if yes.
The rest of the night will just be yes or no question.
I think she said no. She wants to know how he's feeling today. Okay. All right.
He's like a little constipated.
I'm going to surprise you. It is not a hard check to figure out that this man is lying to you.
No shit.
He is being very facetious, you see.
Bob does not like that. Of all the things he doesn't like.
I don't think he trusts you, Mog.
Is Mog past the barrier?
No. Wait,
no.
Yes.
You're on the other side. He sitting the other side.
For a second, I was like, how is he talking to him right now? He's just past him.
on the cabbage side.
Obliterates it.
Just walks through him like rubber.
Man, there could be an option for Moggy. He's a dense boy.
He is a dense boy. Thick. Thick and plated.
My God, he's dummy thick.
Thick.
The clapping of his plate armor is,
oh my God.
Is alerting the liar.
No.
That's why I'm always behind Mog, just so you know.
Good clap. Oh Lord, he coming.
Can we use the clap of Mog's ass cheeks as like a metronome for human music?
Oh my God.
As we walk.
It's like the kid in the oven's like
bang, bang.
We've got Hubert for the trumpet and we've got Mog for the bass.
Yeah. Alright. He's like, he's like
drums of battle.
He's completely like just saying like whatever he needs to say. He's like, yeah.
I like this guy.
I like you too, friend.
You want to come with us on our journey into the slums?
Look, I'd love to, but that would require me letting you into the slums, which I have been told not to do.
No, maybe you don't understand. We have to go into the slums.
Oh, right. What for?
To help people.
Ooh. Well, luckily enough, they don't need the help. They're all good.
That's not true. But we need to get in there.
Really? No. Should I ask them? They like he turns around like a little bit like, "Hey, slums, are you all good?" Like, "Shut up! Go away!" And you hear like further into the slums, like someone like responding to him, is like, "Hey, what? People are right, mate. Don't worry about it."
I turn back to the group. Yeah, the slums are fine. What the issue is?
Well, they should be fine for us to stroll through and.
Chaka, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, the slums are fine. We can just walk through it, right? There's no problems.
Ooh, see, the thing is, quarantine is very important to keeping the plague out. You see, not allowed to let you in.
Can I like clang on my helmet with my gauntlet and be like, "I'm pretty sure I'm quarantined." Clank, clank.
That's not how quarantine works. But good try. Honestly, gold star. He pulls out like a little like wooden star. He's like, "There you go." He hands it to you. He's like, "Oh, thank you." Hands you a little wooden star.
I appreciate it when he carries around small wooden stars everywhere.
He like notices, "Oh, I whittle. I like to whittle."
Oh, that's lovely, guys! He's a whittler.
Yeah, when you're hanging out, obviously, just drinking tea and making sure no one crosses this little barrier here. You got a lot of time on your hands.
That's true. Man, you're a busy man. What's your name, buddy?
Gavin.
You already said that.
Gavin.
Shh. Man, I know. Gavin. Well, it's our job to get through here. Is it your job to stop us?
Yeah.
So you're saying, unmovable object meets unstoppable force, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to get
impasse.
I guess so. Mog. I'm gonna call out for Mog.
Yeah,
he's like right next to you.
Oh no, is he? Is he right?
Oh no, he's a little bit further back.
He's a little behind me. That's what. Yeah. So I'll usher Mog over.
2 screens, man. So good.
I've shuffled over.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm using the Twitch as well, so there's a bit of a delay.
Don't use the Twitch.
I know I'm using both, but I gotta anyway.
Yeah.
That's bad either way. All right. So ushering Mog over, I will just. Can I attempt to just look like quite as large as Mog is? Like both of us pop our chest out a little bit and kind of create like. How large is this guy? Like he's not a huge man, is he?
He's definitely got no shirt on. He's comfortable with his body, and how attractive he is with his nice abs. He's like, oh yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, but is he fucking jacked, Jacob?
He's jacked.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
I'm under armor, but can I attempt to look jacked and intimidate this guy? Kind of like give me the idea that we're very imposing.
Bigger, it's fine.
You may indeed. You're gonna give it. Are you gonna any of the bars gonna slip in the old inspo?
I have an inspo at the moment.
Oh, you do. Get it,
inspo.
All right, make it so.
You also have advantage for me helping you intimidate?
Yeah, you can get advantage on this roll.
Do I get advantage on a bardic inspo? Is that real? I don't think I do, right?
You get advantage for Mog helping you, but you get
yeah, but I don't get advantage on the inspo. No. Okay.
That would be too good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, wow, that's really insane. Just stack help. It's insane. All right, so. All right, so 16 on the roll, and then I'm going to. That's a D6, yeah. I use D6, yeah, not 1D8. Yeah. That's not correct.
Gotta do the slash before the R, buddy.
Yeah. Got it backwards.
Pull it together, mate.
Pull it together, Trent.
Get good, scrub.
Goodness gracious. So 18. 18's the intimidation check.
Yep. He seems completely unfazed by your puffing out of your chest, and in fact gives you a little bit of the goods in response. He gets natural 20 for his particular role, and with his plus 1 to charisma. Does pretty well. He's like,
the buttons on his shirt just bang!
He hits me in the helmet.
No, it's buttons on his pants. He's like,
oh no!
He doesn't have a shirt on. He clearly he's going. I was like, chow. Like,
He's enjoying this interaction a bit too much.
Oh my! I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name, sir.
Damon Theomune. And this is my companion Mog.
I caught Mog's name. It would appear
I wasn't
trying to intimidate me, but that would be a mistake.
Really?
And he like sips some more of his tea. He's like, see, I'm not permitted to allow any of the church in here. This is the last time they came in, killed a bunch of people. So
that's what I've been trying to say.
You just once, to take your little red wagon, get on back down that alleyway before I make you go down a little.
We're not associated with his church.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So you were the followers of Morg, I believe.
No, that's what he keeps calling us.
I'm a follower of Morg.
Name.
I follow him all the time. I look over at Ben, and you follow him too.
No,
I'm following Lillian.
I don't follow anyone. I just hang out with Lillian.
Then how do we get anywhere? Lillian, who do you follow?
Unfortunately, the little red wagon has sailed, so sorry.
I'm gonna look like up to the
side. Feel free to take a cabbage.
Thank you. Lillian, a quick word in your ear. Perhaps you could climb the roof and get us around. Get us maybe a little sneaky sneak through the back door.
And responding. Oh, Mike.
Yep.
Am I back?
You're
back. Finally, there it is. It hasn't been flickering for the past 5 to 10 minutes. And I keep trying to add things, and I'm sure the stream's like, we hear nothing.
Getting especially louder. I love it. Yes.
I don't know what's going on. I might have to climb around under my computer.
Yeah. You're doing great. Use the hammer method.
Don't worry about it.
Hammer it down.
What is it? Percussive maintenance? Yep. I'll do that in a sec.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem... I'm not dropping anything else. I have a couple of things up, and it seems fine.
We're getting the secret words from our
yes, we have
in the back, just so you know.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what's happening.
I hear the voices.
She's like, shut up, I'll climb the wall. Shut up! I can do this!
Alright, so yeah, he's like, on your bike.
Well, guys.
If you take cabbage, though.
We will take a cabbage, thank you. Can I scout a good climbing area while I take a cabbage?
Go. So you're going to try in this
like
alleyway? Are you going to try and use this alleyway? Because he can clearly see everything within this alleyway. You can kind of go out and around and try one of the barricades you saw elsewhere in the town, but those are covered in barbed wire and caltrops. But possibly climbing a building might be an idea. But yeah, happy for you to do that. It'd probably be I want to say a investigation check.
Okay.
Yep, so you investigate around the place and find a good spot.
There's also, guys, can I just we're stepping away from this guy now?
Mm-hmm. I imagine so. Feel free to step away, just so I know that you're...
Yeah. We've all stepped away from this guy.
I'm not stepping away. I'm going to just keep my eyes locked on him.
Damon is going to keep talking to him. I'm going to talk to the rest of the band.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sewer entrance, I think, right here.
Ooh.
You want to see this manhole? Does anyone feel like really getting into it to get to it?
Wow.
Subtlety.
I'm not
maybe helpful.
Using your Mog.
Using your Mog.
You think you've got a place to climb up, but it would not be ideal for anyone who is not good at climbing. I could probably get in there, but
no one else will. So
you look
not useful.
you look at Mog and you look at Damon. You're like,
gosh darn.
It's always breaking down one of the barriers, but.
Why am I getting deja vu with this?
Maybe it's meant to be.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it could. Quite possible.
Quite possibly.
The stream can confirm whether it is or is not Maybelline.
Vote now!
Is there anywhere to stand in the alleyway that we're currently in that is out of sight of the guard?
Not without being super awkward. Basically, like, the only place you'd possibly be able to stand is, like, here, but he's pretty much looking like... It's not a very large alleyway. It's quite small, packed together. But you can go around the corner and just have a cheeky chat if you
want. Okay, cool. I'm just having... I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking. Because I have two options of things that I could do.
Also, keep in mind that Damon's going to be attempting to take up most of this guy's vision. I'm kind of like in his personal space right now.
Doing a good job of distracting him.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Lillian, is Lillian going to try and go around and like knock him out or something? No.
Give him the old
one. This casual, like, is Lillian gonna just fucking kill this guy or what?
Like, everyone's like, Lillian can just do the dirty business. It's fine. It's fine.
Fine. All right. Let the bard whip out Charm Person then.
I'll do it.
All right. I'm gonna. So, Baird is going to approach with their nicest smile, and yeah, just basically be like, "I understand that you're just doing your job, and that's very appreciative, and you're doing a fantastic, you're doing a fantastic job of it.
Really good at a job,
huh?
You did a very good community service.
Yes, it's a fantastic community service, and it is important to help keep the plague as contained as possible. I do just want to confirm, definitely not following whoever Mog follows. That's not my thing at all. No, we don't do the.
Damon looks over. Isn't it?
Shut up, Damon.
I'm gonna leave. You know what? I'm gonna walk away from this. Baird's nasty to me.
Yes, Baird is nasty.
He's nasty to everyone. It's equal truly nastiness.
And Baird will just sort of start like strumming on their lute. Let me get my ukulele out.
There you go.
Just start strumming as
that's a nice answer.
As he continues to compliment and flirt with this burly man.
Roll me your persuasion. You roll me persuasion for flirtation.
Is it persuasion?
Oh, it could be deception.
Well, it's deception. It's a spell. It's a spell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can do like you being deceptive. You just, like literally just charm it. Just lay the charm on that bitch.
All right. Okay, hold on. The charm person is a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Okay, hold on.
This guy is rolling very well.
I see those rolls.
No.
All right, fingers crossed.
Tell you what, look, I'll roll for you just so we can all know.
That was pretty bad. I could have done better.
Oh no, you don't have to roll. I have to roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that!
Far out.
This sucks.
He's like,
just yeah, but, like you can see it a little bit in the face. It's kind of just that like this isn't working, and then they just sort of walk off, just continuing to strum like I'm completely unfazed by this. I'm unfazed by this.
So yeah, he sips his tea and he's like, well, that's nice.
I'm going to.
Well, you deserve something nice.
Get jam hacks.
I'm going to throw my mustache arrogantly at Baird. I'm going to say, well, prepare to be astounded by the greatest performance of the greatest theatre actor known to man. And I'm going to use my song to cast Disguise Self. So I'm going to cast the Disguise Self song and disguise myself as one of the slum people.
As one of the slum people.
Yes, and I'm going to ask if I can get back in.
Classist. Low-key. Yeah, classist.
Yes. Well, I don't actually know what any of them look like.
You don't know what any of them look like?
Can I become a generic slum person, do you think?
Generic slum
like person. He's going to know.
I'll just keep it low. I'll have a hood lowered really low.
Ageless slum individual.
Ageless, yes. Ageless, but very recognizable. So, I'm coming up. Let me just roll this under the table so we can observe the powers of Disguise Self. Display in VTT.
Sipping team, absolutely.
Yes, best meme.
So I'm going to, make myself a little bit skinny, a little bit haggard, very unrecognizable, wearing a hood, and I'm going to use my theater skills to come up to him, and I'm going to say, "Hello."
Just before you do, how long do you wait between Baird laying the old charm person on him and like when you're initiating this plan? Is it minutes? Is it seconds? Is it hours? Because it might have something to do with his likelihood of picking up what you're laying down.
I mean, for comedic purposes, it would be very funny if I went straight out, but I'm going to wait a solid 5 minutes.
Solid 5?
Solid 5.
So I'm going to imagine that you guys are probably going to... So I'm going to say you guys probably move like back a little bit.
Yeah, Baird's going to keep going and like go around like the corner. It's going to hang back here.
Yeah, okay, like just over here with you lot.
Yeah. How did I get flung away?
No.
The GM has outmoved everyone.
Okay.
So you're all kind of like hanging out probably behind here just so you don't give him the suspicion more than he already has.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to try and give him the old disguise self one too?
Yeah, absolutely.
So your plan is that you alone are going to go into the slums.
I think that I can distract him from within the slums. Once I'm back there, my plan that I will tell everyone, which would really help, wouldn't it? Plan is that once I'm past the barricade, I'm going to fake some kind of fire or riot, and then he will have to come and help.
Okay.
And that way he doesn't have to die.
What could possibly go wrong?
We could knock him out.
What about it?
He's just working. We can't hurt him. He's just doing his job, and we probably shouldn't light the slums on fire to save the slums.
Oh no, pretend fire.
It's only knocking him out. He's not going to kill him.
How will you pretend fire the slums?
I will go into a building and yell fire!
It's the margarine. It's the margarine of fire, the Pepsi of fire, if you will. Like, oh my, it's on fire! I was like, the Diet Coke of fire.
So, what do you think, dear companion? This is my plan, solid as a rock.
If you believe that it can happen,
do it.
It can happen.
If you can dream it, belt.
What?
It's a tattoo a friend of mine had once. It's like, if you don't dream it, belt, because it was be it. I was like, what the finite like the artistic way that the spelling was done just looked like
typography.
Belt. So essential, team. Just so essential. Just belt.
Typography, people. It's important.
I love typography. It's so cool. Anyway, don't dream it, belt.
Go on, Hubert. Go belt it. I believe in you.
Belt it.
Alright. Call me Hubert no more, for I am Slum Man.
Oh god.
Oh god. Alright, lay it on me, Hubert.
I'm going
Make this Slum Man happen.
Come over to the manor.
I need to get back in. I sought assistance outside of the slums where I live.
Don't come too close.
So when did you leave again?
Yesterday. You said hello, remember?
Roll me a persuasion test.
Oh, yes.
And do your very best.
Okay, then like Bear, while he was doing that, Bear just leans forward, just like, okay, he's distracted now. Why don't we knock him out?
That's the real plan going on in the background.
I'm in.
It's got his, like,
Let's
plan.
no idea of any of the other things aside from what Hubert's going to do.
Okay, but let's knock him out. Let's knock the dude out. Then we can get into the slums.
Oh.
Ooh.
Actually, he's going to roll with advantage because he is skeptical as bloody hell about all of you and your shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. He's like, well,
what's Hubert gonna do?
Okay.
Does he look like he's gonna
He's gonna let you in. He gets one of the panels and basically you're gonna have to jump up, jump on the barrel and just jump over.
Okay, well, I'm very weak. And I'm awkwardly going to get over the barricade.
Yeah, you go to the barricade. On the other side, there are two individuals that you can kind of see. One has a bow, another one has another scimitar, and you basically just jump down next to them. You're like, oh, yes. And the other side of the barricade. Good job. You did it.
Yes! Okay, so
now what?
Now I'd like to shuffle to a nearby homestead and go in and then start yelling and screaming that there is a fire.
All the homesteads are closed. Oh. You do see an abandoned one that has kind of the buildings of this kind of area. I'll quickly show you as well what they look like. It's in the yard of haha, gotcha. So if you have a look at the there you go. If you have a look at the murder card, you have to have a quick cheeky look at that. So most of the homes,
oh yeah,
most of the homes look like this.
Nice.
They're kind of dilapidated. Not exactly like this one. This is a particular home, but this is the general aesthetic of the slum. Smacked together wooden boards and kind of swampish ground that is muddy and tracked in with that kind of really looks about it. You go into one of the houses though, and kind of as you do, just give me a quick perception test as you're inside the slums.
And what do my human eyes see? Not exciting, is it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you basically see the kind of as I kind of described, nothing too out of the ordinary. People are a lot more on the street here, but you can definitely hear coughing. It's not subtle, they kind of walk up slowly moving around the place, with water and what looks like kind of food that they've gotten from somewhere, cabbages specifically. And yeah, the kids seem to kind of move around. You go into basically an empty house, and you find basically nothing there. There's some chairs and tables and stuff like that, but you move away the drab curtain and you move on inside.
All right.
Help me!
Fire! 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 I'm too weak. Someone help! Drag me out of the fire!
Roll me your persuasion. Oh, sorry, deception check because.
Not fire.
Wouldn't it be performance?
Give him the performance.
I could give him the performance, but act-touring. We'll go to the deception though, because you're trying to sound legitimate while you're obviously lying your ass off. And yeah, you hear people get a bit concerned, and you see the guards move over to some of the guards move over to try and help you as you can you start calling out fire. There's only. Let me see. So this guy, Gavin, jumps over the side, and these two guys move off to go and help you, and kind of moving forward. At this point, yes, the party has an option to make a bait for it.
I can't believe that worked. I'm so mad right now.
Ready their cabbages. It's time to throw them as we come.
Oh. Are you guys gonna jump over the back? Are you gonna try and
lob a cabbage?
Well, you gotta try.
So how do you guys want to do this? You want to go straight over the barricade and maybe get seen? Do you want to try and go in the sewer?
Oh no, it's okay. I've got y'all. Let's make a fog cloud while we do our barricade break.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Okay. Oh my God! It's the fire! Ah!
There's the fire.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So I'd like to center it. It's a 20-foot radius, and I'd like to center it somewhere near the barricade, if possible.
Yep. Or maybe on the other side of the barricade, just so it will give you a little more room outside of it, so you can get across. They can't really see you, and then
Yeah.
Cool. That seems pretty legit. All right, we'll go with that. I want you all to roll me a stealth check though, as you get over to the back. We'll go with an athletics first, as some of you will get over the barricade, because you want to try and do it a little bit quickly, and then a stealth check after that, as you get in and just like disperse and try and hide.
Fuck an athletics.
Yeah. Champion.
Stealth, please. Yeah.
Yeah. It's with disadvantage, Mog, because you have plate armor on.
Yeah. That's athletics.
Okay, sorry. Is it athletics first and then stealth?
Yeah, athletics first, then stealth.
Okay, so
Why is it doing that with?
They'd sadly your little noble arms like I'm like.
Yeah, Bed has no athletics.
I'll just manually roll it. I'll re-roll that. I'll just manually roll it.
Yeah. Alright. So Bed doesn't quite make it to the barricade. Morg.
Oh no!
Face plants.
Yeah, Morg gets a 9 for stealth.
I made it over the barricade, but I'm like quite loud.
Damon gets.
Yeah. Sorry, can I throw a cabbage like as I'm like clearing the barricade, or just before the barricade? Can I throw a cabbage to make a noise, like way beyond the barricade?
Do you know what a cabbage sounds like when it gets tossed? It's not a particularly impressive sound.
It'll hit something. Someone might look. Who knows?
Surprise! The cabbage is made of bells. Oh, gotcha.
I think my stealth check was pretty good with
I
disadvantage.
just want the confusion because if a cabbage comes flying out of nowhere and just goes splat, someone's going to be like, "What?
Alright,
Why is there a cabbage?"
So let's see. Let me get this. So Mole completes his athletics. Bear does not. Damon completes his athletics
and stealth.
Shockingly enough.
Shockingly enough.
Lillian, you get the athletics. I assume the first one.
Yeah, that's the athletics.
And you also do your stealth roll after that.
Yep,
Damon,
I've done that one.
You get your stealth. Yeah, get your stealth roll. So, Bed, you kind of fumble like as you kind of trying to get over. Because Morg did not get a fantastic stealth. As the kind of guards move over to investigate Cupid, they like kind of walk into the room, see that there's really nothing there, and then hear the click clap of like armor. Like they turn around, they don't see. They do see Morg. Like they hear like that sound, and they're kind of like, oh shit, what the, and start moving back over. At this point, Bed, you have one kind of chance to get over this barricade and get to the other side before they figure out where you are, because it's obviously obfuscated in fog, or you haven't been spotted yet, but they know that something's going on over here. So if the fog clears and there's nothing there, they'll be like, you don't get over there, Bed.
Well, I'm going to use... can I re-roll my athletics?
You can re-roll the athletics.
Can I use my inspiration this time?
You may use your inspiration this time. You've got to use bonus action to get that inspiration. Make it happen. Obtain the grain. Eat the wheat.
Obtain the grain.
Oh my god. Better.
Yep, and get that the old D6 you want to use the inspo. Ooh, that's good. Alright, you managed to get over the other side. Roll your stealth as well.
Oh, stealth, right. Okay, the stealth I'm slightly better at, supposedly.
Yep. Can't use inspiration now, though.
Yeah.
For your stealth.
Good luck.
It was 3. Okay. Ugh.
Alright. I'll quickly do...
Roll20 hates me. I blame Roll20.
Let me see. What's their perception? We can send them a conscientious objector letter.
Oh! Don't even worry about it, mate. These guys aren't that good at doing that.
Ooh.
I'm in.
That's yeah. So they do hear they hear the clap as they kind of like move over. It's just like obscured by nothing, and I'm pretty sure Bed's good. Mog alerted the guards, but they didn't get we find. Do me one more stealth roll, Mog, and don't get lower than a 3.
17.
Hey.
Disadvantage.
That's not lower than a 3.
Disadvantage. Oh. He's gonna clap it. Ah! So you're holding yourself, you're holding your arm, you're like You do the like. I just imagine like Bed's doing the song of like stealth, like stealth.
No, it's from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh.
You know,
Oh my god, absolutely. That's good. Lillian, I believe you're good. Trent, I believe you're fine as well.
Damon's fine.
Yeah, and I think that's everyone. Is that everyone across?
We're in.
All right.
I just walk through it. I like to think like Damon just walks through and happens to be seen by nobody.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you get out of the fog and you goop up inside the actual the slum area. Alright. Yeah. So you kind of start like just kind of put you back to the big map. So you're in the area. The guards kind of. So what are you going to do, Hubert, as the guards leave you to go escape the barrier again?
I will. So they're just walking off. That's all.
They're they're going to come back and they're going to have questions for you. You imagine? So it's time to
cheese it.
Skedaddle. As you kind of leave, do me a quick con save.
Oh no! No, it's the disease. Ah! I don't want it.
You're all gonna die.
Papa say you gotta get it.
Oh god.
Papa say you
-1.
gotta get it.
Wow.
You are safe from the disease this day.
Whoa!
That is so beautiful.
Yauchi Mouchi. Alright.
Good work.
You get on out of there. Do me a quick stealth roll as you're kind of like getting behind like the muddy tracks and stuff like that.
Splish
away
squash,
from these.
splish squash.
Squish squash.
Squish squash, apple sauce. Oh my
god. The natural 20, the natural 1. Oh, fantastic. So like
duality of man.
You do not you are not a subtle individual, like
no.
Oh, hey, hello, fellow slum dweller.
Yes, exactly that.
How do you do, fellow children?
Yeah, that's your energy right now. And like you kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Unfortunately, you're doing the Kronk dance, like the Kronk, like. You're like your one man band is just slapping together.
Oh my god, no! My drum.
It's the big drum set on his back.
you like run, like you're kind of like not really looking where you're going, and you run into a small child, like probably about like you'd say 12, 13, 14 or something like that. And you kind of like pause and you look down at them, and they look really pale. Oh. They give you like a look like, hello.
Hello, little boy. I'm
not a boy, I'm a girl.
I'm sorry. My eyes are pussy from the disease. I can't see anything.
Oh.
What is the matter, child?
He looks a bit closer. He's like,
Very worried. Can I see my friends nearby?
You cannot. You're like, you don't know where you're going, but it's not the right way. You're like, you're lost.
Yes.
You're like,
well, a stranger's a friend you just haven't met yet. So I'm gonna ask this child. Tell me, small girl, if you wouldn't happen to know the way to a friendly residence here.
Friendly residence? Depends on what kind of friendly you want. Are you hungry?
I'm so hungry, for I am a slum dweller with poor health. That is what we do. We hunger a lot.
I'm not very hungry. I've been hungry a long time. But I can take you where you want to go.
This sounds great. Hold my hand, small child. You shouldn't cross the road without holding an adult's hand.
Okay.
And she like holds onto your hand and it's cold as ice. You're like,
I was hoping for a ghost, but no, this is worse.
That's worse.
Ghost, bang! And yeah, like he like leads you into the slums. Meanwhile, back with the other team who is now split pie.
Missing one. Finally.
Yeah, only one. It's fine.
Wait, where's the loud one?
Lillian's like, where's my other bard? Where's my other bard? Where's my
No,
other
it's
bard?
fine. We don't need another bard.
You can you guys will actually see him walking the opposite direction with a little girl who looks quite pallid, just trailing leading him deeper into the slums. But where you are, if you call out to him, it probably rouse the guards who are currently kind of looking for you and confused of what's going on. Are you leaving the bog up, Lillian?
Yes. Because it's confusing. It's just there, so they're just like, why is this here?
It takes only a few turns to
cabbage is dropped.
It takes only a few turns to get dissipate. But...
I think it takes an hour or something. I just read it.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's a concentration thing.
Yeah, it's concentration thing.
She's not concentrating for an hour.
I would imagine so, but you can keep it up for a little while. So
just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit enough that they can be confused and be like, "What the hell?"
I can give us some lights for them to follow if you want. If that's going to help.
Anything that keeps them there while we move over there would be helpful.
Are we not far enough away? If we were to just quickly power walk to Hubert.
You see him for a quick second as you're kind of gathering up. You're like,
there he goes,
and he's gone into the slums. You can probably follow his trail though.
Yeah. I think we just do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Need to get out of the bard.
And must reunite the bards.
So you start sneaking around.
No.
And so so as you guys can all see, the sickness is definitely here. You do see obviously this these kind of buildings around the place, and specifically the one that Hubert is led to is this kind of dilapidated looking structure in the center of a kind of intersection. Looks like the middle of what would be a square. It's kind of on its own. And she kind of looks up to you, Hubert, and is like, "Well, in there's okay. Have food, healing. That's Tarvin House."
Sounds wonderful, child. Yes, good.
Okay.
Is Mog anywhere near Hubert and this child?
Do you? I was like, no, not yet. Do you want a present? I made it.
My affliction means I shouldn't. I can't give it back, is what I'm saying.
but that's what a present is. It's something you give to a new friend. Are you my friend?
Yes, I'm a friend to many.
Hey, all right. And she she hands you a little card. It's got a little imagine it's been drawn in by coal, a little coal stick. There you go. Hope you like it. And she's like, look, you can put it on your hand like this, and you press it. And it's a little symbol, little cute, kind of looks like a rosy symbol with a kind of more complex one in the middle.
Do I recognize this at all?
You can do me a religion test if you like.
Religion? No.
You're a bard. You're good at everything.
Jack of all trades.
I
mean, that's good.
That's a natural no.
It's pretty good. You're it's very rough. It looks like kind of a cool symbol. It's very angled. Obviously, it seems like it could be a little bit more with some intention behind it, but on the whole, probably not. You kind of try and figure out that's the interesting symbol. I've seen that before. It's you can't really think about it, but yeah, it's just a symbol.
Yeah. I'm going to say, this is a wonderful gift, thank you. I'll put it on immediately.
Oh, I can do it for you. She takes your hand really gently actually, and it's on top of your palm. And presses it down and then takes it off. And it's here you go. All right. Well, I'm gonna go. My mom probably wants to see me.
What was your name, child?
Oh, I didn't have a name.
No?
No.
Well, if you need help, you can call for Hubie.
My mum calls me One.
One?
Hmm.
Well, One, it's been a distinguished pleasure.
Bye. She like leaves and like as like she does, she like looks at you one more time and is like, and then like dissipates into like the slums. It's like
most ominous child I've ever met in my entire life.
It's fine. It's fine.
This is fine. It's fine.
What do you mean you want a glass of water, tiny Satan?
Did you get to use the eye? Could I see the child before it was gone? Or
we'll do a perception test because you'll get basically to Hubert outside this house, and then the child will be like just as like that last look back. And for you, goodbye.
I don't see anything either.
No, child's gone. Spooky child. Yep, and you would be a symbol, and like the one in the center is gone. Hubert.
Oh my god. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together about 1. Okay, so my hand stamp is counting children. I'm going to ask someone smarter than me about this. Can I look around?
You spot like the party like coming up to greet you like outside this house basically.
Excellent. I'm going to say, oh, thank God.
I've had such a terrible time. I don't even want to talk.
I was alone and cold, and there was a child, and then they stamped my hand, and now I have this hand stamp, and I didn't know where I was.
What's the stamp?
I don't know.
No, can Damon give him a hug? Is that...
It just looks like a flower stamp. Like it's just a flower stamp.
It's just coal, like coal stamp. And can you wipe
it's a little coal stamp. It's like a little chocolate one. It's a little chocolate stamp. Like, yeah. Not well drawn, but it's an attempt.
Gonna be okay, Hubert.
Thank you so much. I think they're counting children. I said they were called One.
Okay.
This is fine.
Thing.
Sure.
Don't talk to strangers.
No.
Do not communicate with small children in suspicious slum alleyways, okay? Alright? Spooky. Okay?
Damon's gonna have, like, after hearing about this scary child, I'm gonna have my sword drawn at this point now. I'm gonna be prepared for any child that stands in our way.
Are you gonna kill a child?
Damon, I'm concerned.
Calm down, St. Alban. Calm down.
I'm just gonna scare the child. Calm down.
Right.
That might bring unwanted attention.
Yeah, I think we're trying to go, like, low-key here.
Yes.
Talk about low-key. Can anyone, like, disguise Mog's armor? Because it's kind of a standout.
Yeah.
It's kind of obvious.
Good idea. I never thought about that. But hear me out.
We know.
Good though.
Might look great, but still bring unwanted attention right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying get rid of it. We're just going to cover it.
Okay.
If we can.
No.
Any ideas? I haven't got anything.
You get a cloak over the top. If someone has a cape.
I could cast Disguise Self again.
Oh.
Does that work on other people?
Should be able to, yeah.
Oh, it says yourself, damn it.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
That's why they call it Disguise Self.
Yeah. Disguise
I think
Others
that
would be
is-
the one.
Yeah.
What about using prestidigitation to disguise the mark?
Mm-hmm. How would Mog feel about that?
Yes, I could almost allow it.
How do you think St. Alban would feel about that?
You're right. It's
for the greater good.
Yeah, you could probably...
Greater good.
Greater good.
You won't be able to help these people if they don't trust you.
But that's why I need to be their example of someone they can trust. I know it's going to be hard.
But the rest of your order has been an example of people that they cannot trust.
But they,
So they're not going to trust you. That's why he wouldn't let us in, because he didn't trust you, and you said we were all followers of you.
Yeah, but he could have meant many things.
No. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a race thing.
Could have been.
It could have been, but I'm pretty sure it's more likely the giant religious symbol emblazoned on your chest.
Doesn't like people with one eye, probably. Give him the spook.
Right? One eyes. He could have not liked one eyes, and people that follow one eyes.
No.
No, I don't think so. This is the slums.
Weird, but we need to
stand still. I'm just going to do the thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, probably putting like a cloak over your armor would be sufficient. You'd imagine, at least, like, not immediately obvious that you're.
For now, I wear a cloak over my shoulder.
Now, just so I'm clear, like, your armor, was it actually embossed with the like symbology of your god, or not?
Of my church, like, and
because it could be more Vanathar inspired than like Saint Alban inspired, but it'll be obvious if you have like any kind of obvious iconography of Vanathar specifically.
It is it's Vanathar and my church that followed it, because we all have like individual like markings, but they're all look very similar kind of things. But that's the problem, is they kind of still look like.
Yeah. Probably you want to just do a cloak then. I think that would be sufficient to get you through, as long as someone has like. I do not.
Give me the cloaks.
Does Mog have a cloak? He doesn't have one himself.
You do see
Lillian will give hers.
Yeah, there's like
the ranger will give it up.
Yeah, there's like
a disguise kit.
Wait, is that the cloak of Elvenkind?
I don't think I do not think I have that.
I hope not. There was like obviously there was like a doorway in an abandoned house that has like a cloak wrapping that looks dirty and gross that you could probably use.
We can't do that to my church. No way. Must be a really good fabric. Only, alright?
Only the silkiness of fabrics.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Does my disguise kit have a cloak in it? They have a disguise kit.
Surely it's got like some fabric.
The disguise kit is probably much more about like, things that change what you kind of look like, makeup and stuff like that. But less likely to be a cloak.
Okay, fair call. I don't have a cloak.
Yeah, traveler's clothes, if you got those as well, those probably work.
Okay, I'll just use my traveler's cloak. Yeah, I just have not been using it this whole time because...
Yeah. You got the plate armor,
with my armor.
Yeah. Well, there's a travel cook on you, okay.
Like, okay, I'll finally take out this rug and put it on my shoulders. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah. Keeps you nice and warm when it's cold and damp. Alright. So I assume you're going to go on in.
Mm-hmm. And we go.
We've only got half an hour left. What's going to happen then? Who shall I say? Alright.
We're going in.
So you head on into the actual house. So I'll send it to all you guys now if you don't have it already. It's a motor card. So inside the house, you obviously see like a young lad, probably about 15, 16, as well as some like younger, like kind of adults in the bed as well. Like they kind of like look quite sick and they're like coughing, trying to rug up for warmth. Which is here. And see.
Was this Charlie in the coughing factory?
Yeah, Charlie in the coughing factory. Correct. And he kind of turns to all of you with kind of a pleasant look on his face. And he's like, "Oh, greetings." And like, I see you all move in at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get those characters up in there. There you go.
Try not to crowd the poor guy.
Yep, we all like kind of move into the room. And you're like, "Oh, hello. Can I help any of you?
It's
healing or guidance?
You.
Oh?
It is we who have come to help you. You.
Oh.
Do you need any help?
Do I need any help?
Yeah. Who are these in the bed? Tell me, what is
what is my deal? What is my story?
Good situation. What's happening in this? Tell me everything. We care about you.
We're here to help.
I'm going in strong. I'm like,
I'm here to help you.
Liz,
give me your get in the help sack. He's like, I'm so sorry. My name's Tarvin. I'm a healer. I'm trying to heal these people here in the bed who have gotten a bit sick.
How sick are they? Like,
I don't know. A scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 6, I would say they're about a 3.
This cleric is good at maths.
do Do you think they'll live? Like,
I'm going to hope that they will. Yes, they've gotten better. Would you agree? Kind of like, they look fine to me. Yeah, and you kind of like look at them and you're like, huh? You give them like the old temperature check, Damon.
No, I just kind of shove one of them a little bit.
Yeah, like roll me a quick con save.
Yeah.
Like you like give him a shot. Like, you okay? You okay there, buddy?
You alright there, buddy?
Damon.
Shandy, I swan to John if you get sick.
Swan to John!
This is a saving throw, yeah? It's con saving throw?
Con saving throw.
I got a lot.
Nice.
Yep. You are fine for this day.
Yeah, I got my faceplate on.
it's like a mask. He's got a little charcoal filter in there.
Little quarantine helmet. And yeah, like they seem sick. Doesn't look good.
No.
Yeah, no doubt about
They
that.
look the same as everyone else. I say. I'm gonna like pry open one of their mouths and just look around.
Oh my god.
Like
Invasive much?
They're asleep.
They're kind of in a euphoric. They're like,
I'm gonna go up to Damon and just shoo him away. Damon, get out.
They like cough. They cough onto your face. Like,
oh my
god. like gets all up in your grill. Like, watch that. Watch that bad boy. Like, they seem like they're quite weak. They look like they're having difficulty moving around the place. They look like they're like, kind of trying their best to sleep, and you can feel the cold sweat that's on their brow as well. And you notice that there's like a bit of like their tongue, and like as you open their mouth, there's a bit of whiteness. Like there's like a they have quite a dry cough, and their mouth seems quite dry as well. And like there's like white, kind of like you'd almost see powder or dust or something like that, like in their mouth. It's a bit strange.
Okay.
I'll look over to Mog and I'll say, these guys are gross. You gotta help these guys out.
Yes, Damon. I will do that. You must go outside and watch for any guards.
I will do so.
Please.
Like, there should be no guards here.
Yes,
okay.
because I am on duty, and I'll walk out the door.
It's okay. He just needs something to do.
Doesn't that make you a guard?
No.
What?
He needs to be occupied. Otherwise, he puts his hands in people's mouths.
I'm gonna have a bit of a crisis when I hear that the clerk say, "Aren't you a guard?"
Oh no, you're right.
My God! I like pull out.
My God!
I hold it up to my chest. I'm like, I've become the one thing I dreaded.
Aren't we all the guards?
We're all the guards now. All right.
Can I go up to the three people and can I do a medicine? No, I want to see who's the sickest. Can you do a medicine check to see if there's anything?
You can do a medicine check. Yep. Go for it.
Does it
Lay on it.
anything?
Woo! Nice.
A natural 20.
A natty fatty.
Delightful.
Yeah, bruv. All right. So you know that these three. So two of them, the first little section like before you, are at 3 levels of exhaustion. The third one is at 5 levels. They are unable to do things. So for those who don't know, so you get a kind of sense of what the disease is about. It gives you levels of exhaustion as you kind of get worse and worse. It goes over a bunch of days. And basically he has his speed increased to 0. The exhaustion, for those who don't know, is level 1, you get disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2, your speed is halved. Level 3, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. So these guys already sick with the disease, going to be much more difficult for them to be able to.
And all these abilities stack up the more you get further.
All these ones stack up the more you go up. So hit points maximum halved as well, and the last one is like on death's door. If he is any longer sick, he'll die.
Oh.
Does my medicine check help in any way, or is it just a knowing?
It's knowing and being able to prescribe what they need to do to get well. They would need healing herbs. They'd need basically as much hydration as they can get, and also being in an environment where there's not a lot of other sickness around them. The fact that they're in the bed together, probably not great, because it's going to continue to make them more sick if they're close together. But
Okay.
And that's not a common knowledge thing for a lot of healers, but you do recall it basically in part of like your training as a paladin, and specifically as like in the healing disciplines of Lavinia and to some extent the teachings of Saint Alban. You do kind of get this stuff.
Okay. Can I suggest to the healer to get the third guy onto the table, like, and propped up his head so that he's at least away from the other two? Because there's more of a chance that all three of them will survive.
So tell him this. Like,
okay,
let him know. Like, he's like, oh,
well, mate. You should already know this.
Tarvin.
Pardon?
I have a name. It's Tarvin. Sorry.
Tarvin.
Tarvin.
Tarvid?
Yes, Tarvin. This is my house.
Okay, sorry, Tarvid. You need to get the third guy onto the table because they need to be away from each other. Otherwise, they will just keep on spreading the infection between the three of them, and the third one will die of that alone.
Oh. Okay. Could you help me with him then?
Yeah, I can help him.
So you basically go to the other side and pick him up, and like Tarvin helps you with it, and lays him down on the table. Halfway. And lays him down
While they're doing that, can I make a perception check to see what is like going on, like healing herb wise, and if there's any like religious iconography around, like those kind of things?
There's not a real religious iconography around. There are healing herbs. They do seem very legitimate healing herbs. Like, I'm not an expert on healing herbs personally, but
just make it vague then.
There's healing herbs definitely here, like balms and kind of like soothing remedies and stuff like that made from like willow bark tree and stuff like that, which you can brew into basically a tea that they can ingest and it generally cures them.
Okay.
There's plenty of it. It's in the boxes and barrels and stuff like that, which are kind of open. Kind of see like, oh yes, stuff is labeled as. But not many items like do a perception test for me as well, and as well, Mog, do me a con save as we touch Sicky McGee.
Yes.
With your handsies.
Yeah.
What is my rolling today?
You are free from the disease, Mog. Don't worry about it. As for you, Ben, you see like the herbs and stuff like that, but nothing much else. Like iconography, nothing really much more to them. Lillian, what was your roll?
Perceptioning as well.
Cool.
Someone look around, getting vibe.
Cool. I'll give you a quick reveal. You see this thing. Basically, have a look at the animal thing. You can see it there. I'll give it to the stream as well because none of you guys are just left. As you're kind of like talking and stuff like that, he's like, oh, sorry, I'm doing the best with what I can. And he kind of moves over to the bed again and moves this one to the side, then goes to kind of tend to the one on the table.
Oh.
So I've moved this character to helped move this person to the table. So I should be standing, like here.
Yep.
These boards. Is there anything weird with these boards?
Which boards?
That I'm standing on. Exactly where I'm standing.
Do me a perception test.
Can I investigate those since I've perceived them?
Yeah. How do you plan to investigate them while the guy is standing on them?
I mean, don't have to lift them up or anything. Is there like a draft coming through the sides, or like?
You like just squat just move over, squat down like.
Yeah. What's this? What be?
It seems like like if you have a look at the text as well, I said you should no more. Hey, what do you want more? You got a perception test there. All right, I'll give you this as well. Up. No. Hey. All right. Yeah. All right. So he kind of like sets the guy up and makes sure he's okay. He's like, oh, I mean, we've not had a lot of support from anyone else really. I mean, most of the slums are sick and everyone just got a bit too worried to come in and try and cure anything. So do the best with what we can really.
Sorry?
I'm doing the best of what I can do. Like, yeah, I don't know what else to do really at this point. I mean, I'm trying to heal these people, but every day is a new person, and every day it just gets I don't know harder.
I'm stepping on these boards. Getting suspicious. I'm just going to do an insight check on him before I say anything.
Yep, go for it.
You do it.
Yep. He seems to be like quite a genuine individual from what you can gather, but you know, like he seems like he's there to help. He's trying his best, but yeah, he's obviously drawn down by the fact that this is his responsibility. One that he's happy to take, but ultimately it is a drain on him and everyone around him. So, anyone else want to do some insight, or you're good?
Does that storage cab be large enough for a human? Yeah, a body or a person potentially.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
Don't have to be dead.
Yeah, you like the size of it. You can kind of get the sense of how big it is versus like the size of the people in the room. You imagine so.
Maybe he sleeps comfortably like that.
Maybe he does. Maybe that's where he sleeps. Yeah. Don't be so judgy, okay?
Box boy.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so he like kind of goes over to the barrel over here and draws some water out. Like he draws a bit of water, puts it into a cup, and then takes it over to this guy again, and tries to get him to drink a little. He like official ways like trying to swallow it down, and you can feel this pain look as like he swallows it down. He's like, and then he kind of like looks to the other two and is like, sorry, they need to drink as much as they can. Goes to this one as well, gives it some water. Goes to the other one, gives it some water.
Can I check if the water's clean?
Yeah, sure, go for it. You basically go to the barrel and stuff like that and have a quick inspect of it. Roll me a knowledge nature, you'd imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you want to check it, basically? Is the kind of real question. You know, look at it,
I mean, he doesn't want to touch it. He doesn't want to touch anything.
Try not.
I wonder why, with my -1 constitution. Yeah, he's mostly just gonna like inspect and like have a bit of a sniff. Trying to figure out like, is it stagnant? Is it like, is it bad? Like,
yeah, go for it.
Okay. So nature.
Yep, nature.
Wouldn't be survival or something like that. Yeah, because like I mean, if you think about like bushcraft.
Yeah.
Give me the nature roll.
It could be. I'm gonna say it could be nature or survival. You get different things.
I'm gonna take nature because it's the +3 instead of +2.
Yeah, that's fine. From what you can gather, it's relatively fine water. Like it's a little bit murky at the bottom, but like as far as water is concerned, it seems relatively fine. It's relatively clear. Like in a slum, it's the best you could hope for. You'd imagine. Yeah, like it's probably like you get the sense it's rainwater from like presumably all the overcast stuff around. But yeah, like it seems relatively clean. Yeah, can't really see too much at the bottom, but
okay.
That's the thing with like natural water. You can, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not going to be crystal clear spring water like we used to.
Vaguely concerned about the health of water coming from the sky in a plague area.
As you should, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't you say he's using the same cup as well?
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah, that's not helping.
Not helping.
How do you know that? Are you an expert in herbology or medicine? Get out of here.
We've all just recently become experts.
Mog just separated them, so Lillian's like, shouldn't that be? I don't know. I'm not the expert.
You can do a medical check if you like, medicine check.
Sure,
yeah,
I will do that.
How much medicine do you have about this disease? This will be telling for the rest of the game, the campaign. 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Something? That's
Oh yeah,
By the way, oh sorry. Go on.
it makes sense given what Mog said that you'd probably keep their stuff separate as much as you can. If being separated is a good thing to do, drinking from the same cup is probably not.
Yeah, it's not helping.
Yeah.
Can I go up to the?
Do you want to tell him this?
I might raise it as a polite question.
I don't know. It seems fine. Should they not do that?
Well, you'd think that if they were separated, then you may also want to separate the items that they use.
He looks really tired. He's just he goes he kind of moves away and just sits down on this box basically, and is he kind of puts his head in his hands and is like, I'm not doing a very good job, am I?
I'm just gonna
doing the best you can
with what you have, especially with what you have.
I hope I haven't made more people sick. Yeah, it's fine. And yeah, he seems to be a bit drawn out about this, but you can suss out his deeper intentions about kind of a sense of what this guy had to deal with, within the slums and within Alvin and everything really. If you would like, but he basically kind of puts it as what should I do then? It's either I deal with the church or I try and move these people, but if I move them, they die. Then
the mayor suggested moving them to the other church.
The hospice?
Yes.
I mean, their family comes to visit them here. They don't feel safe walking the streets of the churches out there. They know people who are in here and they are out to get us, basically. We have to hire guards to protect us. I don't know if that's going to be the best thing to do.
Well, what if we get resources from the church here?
From the Church of Lavinia?
From Lavinia. Yeah, if we could get resources from Lavinia here.
I guess that'd be something, yeah.
You can have more cups, for example, and maybe things can be more spread out. Yeah, that
could be helpful. I mean, if you can get a cleric down here, amazing. That way, I can, I'm just doing my best with what I got. I'm not an expert on herbology or healing herbs. I've had some mild help with people who have come through who are healers who've gone on to other places, but I'm just laying my house open for people, and I don't get sick as much as I'm not sick, so I keep the herbs relatively up. I make sure my immune system is or whatever barriers there are to this disease. I don't know, but I don't get sick as much. I've only been sick once, and that was only for a little bit, and I got better after a week or so. But yeah.
I'm impressed you haven't gotten sick multiple times.
I take it as a blessing, but the curse as well is that I have to just watch people get sick. And I have that. Everyone do me a quick insight check for this guy as well.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, same.
I could sense you about to ask.
I don't know anything.
Not for you.
Oh, darn.
Not for you.
That's
I've got my list.
Oh no, that's right. My insight is, oh no, that's not a plus modifier.
That's actually negative. Actually negative, buddy.
Oh dear.
Wait, why am I rolling? I'm outside. Never mind.
There is a smile on this man's face as he talks about the sick people.
Motherfucker.
He can't. It's almost like he can't seem to help it. He's and then brings it back and is like.
Sounds very stressful.
Honestly, it is.
Mog hasn't picked this up, by the way, so he's just like, oh yeah.
No, surely even Mog got this. He wasn't out
Yeah,
one.
it was nat 1, so...
It was nat 1, so he got 4. He's like,
we all got this.
Mog has become very angry, seeing these 3 sick people that could be well, and seeing someone laughing at death, and he goes up to him, and he picks him up, and throws him into the boxes.
Mog, it's just hysteria!
Oh! So yeah, do me like make an attack roll for this one. You're gonna like...
With I'm not using my maul though, so I'm using...
Yeah, you're just using your basic like strength and attack modifier. Like, yeah. I think it's the same thing, really.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not got a +1 to your maul. It's like you're picking him up and you throw him into the
19
boxing.
Plus.
Yeah, you easily pick him up and throw him basically. So I'm just gonna quickly roll against to see if he can match. 1d.
Strength Marble, who is angry.
Oh shit!
Ooh, he was close too.
Oh.
Like he gets basically tossed. He gets like picked up and tossed. He's like,
I want to step on his chest and be like, why?
Step on his chest.
I was like, just leave my foot here. Like, why are you killing these people? Why are
He's
you?
like,
no, he's helping.
Oh my god!
Baird, stop!
And
Mog,
like,
stop, Mog!
it's at this point that he like is like down low enough that he can see underneath your like kind of cloak. It's like you're part of the church. Help! Help! Saint Alvin! Help!
I come running in at this point with my weapon drawn. What's going on?
It's time to knock someone out, I guess.
Yeah, and basically, like he like calls like whoever can listen, but they just quickly check if anyone hears his cries for help.
Mog, leave!
While he's calling,
someone hears his cries for help.
No way.
Okay.
Yeah. God's cold.
Like,
oh God!
Can I lift him up and go?
You can indeed. You just want me to attack, like you pick him, like you toss him around the place.
I'm like, why are you trying to kill this person?
Like you pick him up, like you don't manage to pick him up entirely. It's like you pick him up, like, why are you trying to kill this person? He's
I want to intimidate. That's what I want to do. Sorry, that's what I want to do the whole time. Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he tries to fight you up. He's like, no.
Damn. Well then, can I just throw? I want to throw him again if I can. At the opposite side of the room.
You know, to me. Like he fights you off a bit, and he basically gets up and backs away. He's like,
well, then,
no, I would. Oh, and like
I want to repeat myself then, because I'm holding my maul now, and it's blocked.
He's feeling like he feels quite cornered, and obviously everyone's kind of around him at this point. He's like, oh God. Leave me alone.
Baird is going to put himself between Mog and this man.
Yeah, so you're going to go like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, between
Draw my loot threateningly.
No weapons drawn, just like, calm down.
Speaking of, Jacob, I'm going to leave the room to look at if anyone is, like outside the door, see if anyone's coming.
Yeah, you see Chad McGee and his whiffling biceps and scabbard, like, probably 3 turns away.
Gav's back.
Probably like 3 turns away. Gavin leading probably 2 guys like behind him, and like some of the slum dwellers like are looking out of their windows like concerned.
I'll lean back to the party and yell, "We have company!"
I'm gonna be like, I want to intimidate one last time. Be like, this is your last warning. I'm holding my maul and it's glowing.
Yeah. Give him the old 1 too, buddy.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
All right, that's something.
Let's see, he's got that much.
See if he makes an incriminate check.
I can imagine he's afraid. He's like, oh God, like, and he hides behind bed. He's like, oh, help me!
Please calm down. Have you never heard of hysteria? If you'd been trying to heal people for this long and they just kept dying, you'd laugh hysterically too.
He doesn't have hysteria. He's killing them on purpose.
Only a paladin deals in absolutes.
Just because he can't heal them doesn't mean he's doing it on purpose.
He's killing him on purpose?
He's not.
I'll take a step forward.
Shut up, Damon.
I'm not kidding. Why would anyone do that?
Why would he laugh at this?
He
in his poor condition.
so he does a pretty convincing thing. He's like, why would anyone do that? Oh my god! You think I'm some kind of monster? You're the monster. You're Church of St. Alban. You're the ones who go around murdering and butchering people like they're cows.
Mog's a murderer. I'm so confused.
Damon, shut up.
He looks like he's trying to like back away from Mog and like try and leave at this point. Are you gonna stop him trying to leave?
So if he gets, the moment he gets close to me, I want to like really powerfully right hook him in the jaw.
No.
Yep, go for it. Roll me.
I'll make an unarmed attack.
Offo, pow.
Give us a tune. It's dun 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 dun.
Give him a tune. Before you do, roll me a wisdom save.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good one. All right, I'll do the wisdom save first. Oh, it's okay.
Ooh, yeah, you can clock him in the face.
Yeah.
What was the point before, Jacob?
Right? It's for persuasion. He he was like trying to. Why would anyone do that? Oh my god! Are you an insane person? You're the person who's probably evil. You're part of the church.
So I'm going to put my full upper body weight into the punch. I'm just attempting to kind of knock him over as kind of my goal with the punch. Yeah. Like stop him in his tracks as he's running, just bang and just hit him in the ground.
Absolutely clothesline him.
Like
Stop beating people. We need to leave.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to.
So that's that turn. You have 2 turns left before the guards actually arrive. So,
Jacob, what happened? What happened though? You didn't tell me.
So you basically clock him, knocking him over.
Yes.
Roll your damage. Yeah. You
sure.
You roll your damage.
It's just 1d6 on an arm. Oh, sorry. So it's 5. Right? Yeah, it's 5. There you go. So 5 damage.
Yep. He gets knocked over basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I'm going to point down.
Now that I know who this person is, I want to like smash on the boards that are clearly hiding something.
Yeah, you smash down the boards.
Lift them up. What's underneath there?
So you crack them open, and underneath you find. Oh, hold on, this thing is cracked. I'll show you here. In the resolve. So you crack it open, and you see like this kind of thing. It's like a little secret stash of like there's like a chest. Like that's all that's down there. He's like he gets knocked, and he takes. How much damage do you take? 5? 5. Yeah, he's taking 5. He looks badly hurt. He's like, oh, yeah.
He's like, I hit a Minecraft villager apparently.
Can I see what's in this chest?
So you like start like rummaging through the chest, and he's like basically like.
Oh, if it does anything that requires standing up, I'm with my foot on his chest. Keep that in mind.
See, it's like he's gonna try and stand up at this point. And actually, no. I know he's gonna. All right. He like takes like a really red looking like bead from his neck and like swallows it.
Oh, guys!
No!
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to let you hurt these people, and I'm not going to let you hurt me. No, I'm not going to put up with this. And he like swallows it with you on his chest. And he's like, damn in his mouth. So you crack open the chest. Inside you find.
While he's doing that, keep in mind, I will kind of feverishly attempt to try and like punch his neck. So, I'm just trying to like push in my head. Listen, in my head. I know. I'm crying.
Yeah.
Damon, please.
Amazing.
Yeah. He's gonna try and punch his throat upwards. Like I'm clocking him like this.
Oh jeez. No, yeah, like you'd have to like step on his neck, and you
this
do.
Is the best gun plan I've ever heard.
All right, so like he adjusts the thing. Morg starts looking through these the stuff. He finds a bunch of books, and like a single amulet. The amulet you find if you pull up the rogue card, you can be able to see it.
Oh, it's a small child. You're screaming outside, and I was like, "The hell is that?"
Yeah. And you find
the amulet was a small child.
Yeah, the amulet was a small child. And yeah, you basically rummage through the stuff, pull out an amulet. What would anyone else like to do? Does anyone else have anything they want to do? With this happening,
Is this guy looking like he's about to This is very clearly some kind of
gum food situation.
He's got
what? I thought it was like cyanide.
Yeah, it's some kind of poison pill or some
poison designed specifically
to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. He's ingested a pill. Like, it could be to kill himself, could be to do something else. Who's to say? It's a red magic pill. Oh my god, he got red pills.
Oh my god. Make us the death.
Oh no. So anyone else want to jump in on this ridiculous situation?
No, I don't want to be part of this.
Anti-swallowing punch to the vote.
Baird is now
yelling at him too.
Yeah, Baird is has rushed over and is like freaking out. Like, don't die!
Yeah.
Don't stop! I'm like, live, damn it! I'm punching him in the throat. Live, damn it!
Smacking Damon. Like, stop!
Are you gonna punch him again, Trent?
No.
In the throat, yes.
No! Baird will stop you. Baird's gonna stop him. Baird's
roll
me his arm.
Roll me your attack, Baird. You will be able to try and interact and stop him if you like. Whoever gets greater success versus fighter versus, I guess, a bard. Who's to say?
I got 23.
Punch is good. Use the bardic inspiration.
I don't have any more inspiration left.
Too bad.
Neither do I.
Scream. I don't know what to do.
Anyway, I can say it and inspire my friend Bob.
I just want to imagine you're playing through the fire and the flames,
yeah. Jacob, can I use Grasp of the Deep to summon a tentacle to grab Damon and just pull him away?
What? You made a deed.
I'm gonna do this. I don't even know what I need to roll because it's just one of my
things.
What's it called?
It's Grasp of the Deep. It's a bonus action.
Yep. So you do a bonus action to basically grasp of the deep. So it creates a tentacle, which
it's sorry. Description: it's a 10-foot long tentacle made of water that can be used to attack
things.
And melee spell attack. You gotta do that on me. Yeah. You have to roll a melee spell attack, so it's plus your modifier and your. I think. Yeah.
I'll allow you to basically use the tentacle to stop him from punching.
Okay, hold on. Well, I'm still new to D&D.
No, that's okay. So all you need. So first of all, you bonus action. So you make the tentacle. That's the first thing, right? And then you want to when you create it, you make a melee spell attack. So what's your spellcasting modifier? What do you use? You're a warlock, right?
Yeah.
So you use charisma.
Yeah, charisma.
Charisma. Well, bard. Sorry, that's right. You're using a warlock spell, but you're a bard.
Yeah.
So use charisma. So it's just going to be a D20 plus your charisma, and I don't know if you gain proficiency. That's something that our producer can jump in and help us out with. I don't think you do. I think it's just your modifier.
No, it's modifier.
So it's just your charisma plus the 1D20, and then that'll tell if it hits me. That's against my AC because it's still a spell attack.
Okay, so it's just the charisma modifier, so +3.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're good. No problems.
Nah.
Ooh.
It does have proficiency, so you add your +3 to that as well. So it's 20. Now it's a 20 to hit.
Okay,
cool. Which does.
Yeah. So I'm going to. Let me think about this. So you get a better attack, but what did you roll for your regular attack as well?
I rolled a 23 as my attack, so that still beats the 20. But this is DM's discretion as what happens here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that because Baird and this tentacle are both trying to come at you. You don't manage to punch him. Punch him in the throat this time.
That's fine. The moment, so Baird grabs me on one arm. The tentacle.
No, stop it!
The tentacle grabs my other arm, and then I start to realize maybe I'm not doing the right thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It does 1d8 of cold or lightning damage.
Well, throw that damage at me, buddy.
Throw that damage down.
Make it cold. I'm wearing armor, so make it cold, not lightning.
Okay. Not that much.
That's
this ain't right.
So my arm starts to chill and starts to hurt from my bones starting to hurt. So then I just let go at that point, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, fine, Ben, fine.
Yeah.
Let him die then.
Yeah.
I'll storm off.
So you pull up the books and stuff like that. He gets up, and at this point, he's like, you can see the look of fear in his eyes, and he's like, and he bolts.
Ah!
He bolts faster and harder than he did before.
He runs.
He runs. And as, he runs, basically, the guards arrive outside. And that is where I will leave our particular session for today. Okay? Hooray! Congratulations.
Played, everyone. Well played.
Well played. All right. But yeah, that's everything for this session. Thank you so much, Sheen, for being a part of us. If you would like to as well, do feel free to add wholesome or horrifying for next.
Yes, vote.
It was quite nice and wholesome, I think, to an extent today. With a nice teen man.
I made a friend.
Nice vibe. Nice friend. Oh, I'm out there.
He didn't kill someone.
Did not kill anyone. Very nice, very charming, lovely. Not yet. He is one though, and trying his best to escape. But if you do vote for horror or for wholesome, next session it will be more in that theme. Horrifying will be very horrifying. Wholesome will be as wholesome as I can.
God, they're all voting for the horror.
The streamcast is one vote. Which would you like? Streamcast. You got a consensus of what kind
I
of
want to get spooky. I'm feeling.
Look, let's go horror.
Yeah, we went.
Dig it.
Yeah, I'll vote horror.
Yeah. Let's go with the stream.
Hello.
Going with the stream. I'm not going against it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we agree.
Ding dong. There's going to be some scare, son. I'm not. Oh boy. Left hand push. I know you. You're on the stream. Get out of here.
No. Coincidence.
Yeah. I'm on to you, buddy.
Myself. So.
Not going to be spooky times. It's going to be horror times. But that's so good.
Too spooky, 5 me.
Thank you guys so much for playing. We'll catch you in 2 weeks from now. On the first, I think. Yes. First. Ooh. Really exciting. That's be Gen Con weekend as well. So check us out for that. We will be going to Gen Con, obviously, in the coming month. But check us out on social media. Check us out on Discord as well. And we'll see you next time. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, team.
Having something that you can kind of physically see and be like, this is what it is, this is what it looks like, is a very simple way to just keep story flowing.
It's another tool to communicate to the players what's happening.
Imaginations are endless.
Players who are new into the game, being able to describe, what a crypt or a dais or something is.
I believe we're in the presence of a trap.
With this, it's like, this pops right up on my screen, and I can see all this stuff, and I don't need to tell anyone about it.
That is amazing. That's so good.
Oh yeah, look at that. Dang.
To have that visualization right there. Pretty impressive, yeah.
Having the visuals, it kind of brings it into a cool world.